Hello guys, how's it going? Hopefully the internet issues that we had last week should be fixed. At least I'm looking at the uptime connection right now, and it is all good, excellent, according to what it tells me on YouTube. So hopefully the connection's all fixed. Yeah, I'm joined as always by Spoon, who just got here. Oh, wait, 1 second. I think I have your volume turned up. Yeah, one's all right. Hang on.
Sorry.
Okay, here's Spoon. How are you doing today, dude?
Oh, God, what a hell of a day. A lot of stupid news.
Yeah, there has been some dumb news. Let's see.
Salon, that Salon article was horrendous.
Oh, I can't wait for us to get to it. I happened to find it just this afternoon, so volume up, everything okay? Yeah, let me know if there's any problems with volume or whatever. So volume up. All right, we'll see how that works. Okie dokie. So because it's been an interesting day, let's get into it. Have you seen the Lord of the Rings trailer? Or excuse me, the
new one?
Yeah, Rings of Power.
Wait, there's actually a trailer for it?
Yeah, we're gonna watch it then, I guess.
Oh God, it's gonna make me cringe, isn't it?
Oh, it's. I think it's gonna make you cringe. I'm gonna pop it and then watch together because I don't have it set up yet. Because I didn't think about doing it. I had everything else set up and forgot to do the watch together. That'll just take 1 second.
It's gonna make me yell, burn, and righteous fire, isn't it?
Well, Spoon, you're something of a fan of Lord of the Rings, aren't you?
Fuck yeah. So this is going to offend me, isn't it?
What the fuck? Sorry, that's. If you heard some loud, obnoxious noise, that was watch together being lame.
Gay?
Yeah, that's one way to say it. Okay. Okay.
Lord of the Rings dating.
Yeah. So let me give you the link to the watch together 1 sec. All right. Okay, doke. Here's the watch together. Go ahead, pop that in, and let's watch this horrible trailer. Hopefully, I put some filters on, so hopefully we won't get copyright claimed, right? But I do have it up. So tell me, when you
are in.
Oh wait, actually. Oh, I'm gonna have to do that over here. Give me 1 second. I'm never fucking prepared for this shit. Okay. Now I am now. That should be working. Yep, okay. Ready?
I've seen all of these things, by the way. My suggestion for the show would have been Lord of the Nigs.
Disavow. We're not, that's not advertiser friendly. And by the way, we do have a sponsor lined up. We will have a sponsor next week.
I don't care, that's funny.
I cannot wait to let you guys know what the sponsor is. I can't just yet. But I also can't wait to torture Spoon with it. That's all I can say. But we should be good to go to have a sponsor next week already.
By the way, I'm not apologizing for that joke, but it's funny.
I know. All right. Fucking disavow. All right, here we go. Ready?
Haven't you ever wondered what else is out there?
I mean, it's all CG.
In this world.
Yeah, it's gay.
Beyond our wandering.
I mean, that was the thing that was so cool about Peter Jackson's Lord of the Rings, is that it was practical effects. I mean, he couldn't do CG back then. Not the way you can now.
I can feel it.
We're gonna get into, by the way, why this, what this series actually is about. So I'm already pausing it, even though nothing's happened. I also, again, trying to avoid copyright shit. But, why this is set in the age or whatever that it's set in. We have our diversity elf. We have our diversity dwarf, who doesn't have a beard. Well, what did you think, Spoon? I mean, it's only a teaser trailer, but what did you think? Did you?
What the fuck all happening in it?
I know fuck all happened, right? So it's kind of like, who cares?
It's just loud music, and it looks
Loud.
like every other fucking thing that you see nowadays. There's nothing special about that whatsoever.
Yeah, it looked extremely generic. I mean, it looks like a lot of people have said this, but it reminds me of Game of Thrones in terms of the look of things.
Yes, it lacks the iconicness, and also because there is. Can I just say something very based?
Yeah, always. That's right.
There's people who are not white in it, therefore it's not going to be as good.
Oh, disavow. But yeah, that guy did.
No,
That elf does
no,
it like Don Lemon Claydex. You're right, Cladex.
But that's the God's
My
honest truth. Is
pronunciation
you know if there are people who are not white in this, they're there to fill a diversity hire. They're not picked because of the best person. That's how you know it's not going to have the best cast. That's just fact.
Well, I mean,
You're welcome to disagree with me, but you're going to be wrong.
so what we now have to do is, and let me pull this back over here. Let's go to this page. Hang on.
By the way, if you think that's the most base thing that I'm going to say, I'm going to like routinely up this like every 15 minutes.
Please don't get me this brand new channel fucking banned already.
It's not gonna be that
Thanks.
bad.
Okay, so what I want to show you though here is if we scroll down, you'll find there's an interesting thing happening in the comments. First of all, fucking ratio, almost a ratio, 89,000 up to 67,000 down. This is on the Prime Video channel. I did see, I can't remember who went over earlier. It might have been the quartering. I'm sorry if I don't remember who pointed it out, but the UK version is ratioed. It does have a negative to positive ratio. But if you notice here, guys, I don't know if you can see what's going on in the comments. A bunch of shit in Russian, Polish.
And they're all the exact same
It's all
thing.
the same comment. It's all the same comment. What is this? What is this comment that's being spammed in Russian translate to? Oh, here it is. Evil is not capable of creating anything new. It can only distort and destroy what has been invented or made by the forces of good. J.R.R. Tolkien.
God damn, there's like literally nothing else written here.
There's nothing
It's
else.
just-
Look how many languages this guy posted it in. Yeah, Polish, Russian. I don't know this one. Oh, is it German? Spanish.
That's German, yeah.
I don't know a lot of these. Korean.
Eastern European languages.
Yeah.
God damn.
It doesn't seem like people like it very much. But it is amazing that, I mean, look, guys, it's every single comment. I'm shocked they have not turned comments off yet. I'm honestly shocked.
Yeah,
Because look at this. This is not a nothing.
I keep scrolling. There's literally nothing else
Nothing.
other than this.
It's just this. Over and over in like dozens of different languages, mostly Russian. I wonder why it's mostly in Russian. It might be that like the algorithm doesn't pick it up well or something. I don't know.
Yeah, it could be that.
I have no idea.
It could be because it's Russian bots and therefore it's funnier.
Oh, I mean, that's clearly going to be
the implication that they're Russian bots. I mean, they're obviously not, but the fact that
They're
people
gonna
would just
say
be
that,
called Russian
though.
bots is
They're gonna
funnier. That's why it's funny.
Yeah, it is.
Because I'm just looking at this going
Right.
like, oh, that's some good optics right there.
Yeah. Well, it's
But
not
you
looking
look at their
great.
names. Their names are like Karudo and John Minor. Those
Yeah.
are not Russian.
I mean, here's somebody with a Russian name. Maybe some Russian started it and it just kind of took off. I don't know. I don't know how that started, but it's fucking funny. I'll say it
That's
that way.
insane. Holy shit.
So
That's a lot of
course,
unity, like organic.
It is a lot of unity. It's beautiful. We're all united in being like, this is trash.
Like pro-Russian.
Oh, by the way, okay, so, I mean, how much should we get into the backlash first, or should we talk about why it's weird?
Which, the Russian thing or just
No,
the movie?
no, why people
Or
don't like
this TV
this?
show?
Why do people not like those? Is it racist? Is it racismus, Spoon? Is it racismus? I actually don't think so. I think it's because Tolkien was writing very specifically from a British perspective about European mythology, and he was creating his own mythology. I did a Twitter thread on it last night. Actually, I might read my Twitter thread, which is a really like lame and thing to
Well,
do.
yeah,
but
he's a white guy writing about medieval European timelines, so it's naturally it's gonna be filled with white people. What the hell else would you expect?
Right. I'll read through my lame little Twitter thread there real quick if anyone's interested. I don't know why.
Yeah, and if you put in people who are not white, then you know they're just there for diversity purposes
Well,
to
because it's
fill
not
in a quota. Yes,
right.
It's not
what-
organic.
That's how it feels. I mean, it would be one thing if it was. I don't know if it was a new property, but here I'll read my Twitter thread. And actually, I don't know if you saw it. So it's on my favorite.
There's so many things I want to say, and they're not PC.
Yeah, they're spicy. Don't say anything spicy.
Let's just say it involves the orcs, and then I'll leave it at that.
So I said.
Yeah, you could probably guess what I was gonna say.
Yeah. Did I show you some of those memes that were in Poll from a long time ago where they tried to like make things about how like we need to accept orcish immigrants into into the Shire for diversity? And they would just take, like, a bunch of people on Poll took headlines from, you know, old pro-immigrant kind of articles and stuff like that, and pro-diversity kind of, you know, the word SJW, or term SJW is so played out, but, you know, left-leaning kind of articles, and would just change, like, the word black or Muslim or whatever with orc, and it became really funny. Anyway. Oh, by the way, that's not what the orcs are supposed to be, because I know that, of course, like, Wizards of the Coast loves to do that fucking weird bullshit, where it's, oh, well, or not Wizards specifically, but the people who pretend to play D&D and Magic the Gathering, and then bitch about stuff that they don't actually pay any money into, being like, oh, well, orcs are just code words for black people. Oh, wow, is that racist? Oh my goodness, is that a very racist thing that you just said? What about an orc makes you think about black people, my dude? Because, yikes. just to steal a word from the left. That's a yikes from me, fam. Anyway, my Twitter thread was, and this is true, when I was an undergrad, I had the opportunity to sign up for this extremely desired but really small course on fiction and fantasy taught by a man who wrote his entire dissertation on Tolkien. It was a first come, first serve course for high GPA students, so you had to be on the dean's list basically to even be able to get into it. And the reason why is because everyone saw this class in the register and was like, oh yeah, I want to go sit around and blow off this course where we get to talk about fantasy and fiction. That sounds fun. It's actually a fascinating class. On the first day, he told us that every class would begin with a 5-minute meditation session to help us clear our minds so that then we could engage in like a fruitful discussion. And then his first day, he unraveled this giant scroll that he'd been working on. And it's this elaborate history of Middle Earth that he had been working on like his whole academic career. He was a really cool, really chill guy. All we really did in the class was we just had discussions about the fantasy and the fiction that we were reading. And I bring this up because Lord of the Rings is a very important cultural artifact. It's not just that, but other things like Earthsea and even Harry Potter at this point. These are objects of cultural meaning. As such, one can get upset when Hollywood meddling in these artifacts, well, upsets. That's a reason why people are mad about this. Because this is Lord of the Rings is an important part of Western culture at this point. Of course it is. And even at its time, it was a reflection of units of cultural meaning that Tolkien had synthesized from European culture, and particularly mythology. These things are important to people. Tolkien took Celtic, Anglo, German mythology and made his own world, his own mythos, that becomes its own mythos. Just allow it to exist and create your own mythos just as Tolkien did. Lord of the Rings is not European fantasy alone, it's his fantasy specifically. Then I posted a Kendrick Lamar thing because Kendrick talks about that in the song. Definitely can't play that without getting copyrighted, which, just to be clear, what I meant when I was referencing Kendrick's lines on building your own pyramids and writing your own hieroglyphs, which that's part of the lyrics of the song, is, and they are powerful lyrics, is that I want Black Americans to make their own art that get onto places on like Amazon. They do exist. I don't want them to be somehow segregated from white people in this process. Don't spoon.
What did I do?
I'm just expecting some apartheid shit out of you. No, I am.
I actually wasn't going to go there.
Good. Oh, thank you. Okay.
But now that you mention it.
Black American art
by the way,
can be amazing. Why does Hollywood continue to do this kind of shit with Lord of the Rings instead of promoting black-made art? Oh, obviously because it's virtue signaling BS. Sorry, continue.
By the way, the orcs can't be black.
Why not?
They're too unified.
They're also all elves that are corrupted.
There's a lot of things I could do with that.
Uh-oh. Oh, no. I thought you were going to argue with the reality of the lore, and it's like, oh, no, you were going to say something spicy.
No, I was just going to say, yeah. Tainted.
Oof. Orked, is that what you're going to say? Orcs.com?
Yeah, let's go with that one, yeah. They were originally elves, and then they were tainted.
Right. There are great films like Spell 2020 from predominantly black creators, and it's a pretty good horror movie, by the way. I think it's on Shudder. I think that's where I watched it. That have almost entirely black casts and do fall through the cracks, and that stinks, but we need more creativity like that. African mythology is fascinating. Where's all the modern films about it? Instead, you do this shit. That's why people have an issue with this, by the way. And I don't know how much you know about African mythology, being from the fucking continent, but it's really neat. It's really fascinating. Where are all the movies about that? I mean, the one movie I guess they could point to is Black Panther that was like all black cast, all, you know, although I don't know if the director was black, but they, I mean, that's really like the one that's, even that's like Black Panther was made by white people, you know? Now, you know, King wrote a lot of the really good runs on Black Panther, who was a black comic book author, but I mean, I'm just saying, build your own pyramids, write your own hieroglyphs, right? Why do you have to put
they
this?
knew they faced backlash.
Right. Well, here's the article, because of course we looked at the YouTube video, and obviously it's not going great. Are you shocked by by the like to like dislike ratio being that high? I mean, it's 82,000 to 60,000, something like that.
Yeah, I kind of would expect it to be more rejecting it, to be honest.
I would have expected it to be higher. I mean, I guess here's the thing: there's nothing in the trailer. It's a couple of have a couple of screenshots of the cast.
There is also one other thing: if they can get that many people to admit that they expect backlash, I can guarantee they can also get many people to fake accounts and.
Oh, I'll tell you.
The ratio.
I would bet you
I
money,
imagine that
dude.
is.
So
That they did that, yeah.
Yeah, I would bet you money that this Samantha Bergerson person who wrote this thing for IndieWire wrote it a week ago. You know, she wrote it before the trailer went up on the Super Bowl. The superb owl. Oh shoot, and you can't even say that word on YouTube. I forgot. The big game.
Let's see. Why are these people that feel so threatened or disgusted by the idea that Elf is black or Latino or Asian? Oh, okay. It's funny that you mentioned that. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna go off on one here, and just buckle up, everyone, because I'm gonna say some racy shit.
Buckle up, Homestuck.
Yeah,
Oh, don't get me banned. Us banned. It's
no,
art.
no, I'm not gonna say anything that fucking bad. I'm just gonna
Try
say
not
the
to say
fucking
the
truth.
N-word challenge.
I'm not gonna say the N-word, for God's sake. The N-word has nothing to do with this.
I know.
Here's the God's honest truth, okay? If you look at Hollywood, all right, you will notice the only people that give a shit about all of this crap is black people, and I'll tell you why. Of all the people who constantly bitch that our European heritage is so violent and oppressive, why is it that those are the first fucking people that want to be part of a Hollywood depiction of it?
Yeah, that is interesting, in it?
Because here, all the other people, okay, I'm just gonna say the shit, other people represented there, no one fucking cares about. Latinos come from the Spanish. They're European. They have conquering, colonization heritage. Okay, so they're fucking based. They're absolutely fine. Asians have empires and dynasties. Their history is badass. Africa has fuck all but Egypt, and that's it. That's the God's honest truth. No one wants to say this shit. I don't give a fuck. I'll say it. Africa has Egypt, and that's it. Every other place in Europe you can point to. You can point to like the Germans, the French, the Spanish, the Dutch, the Portuguese, sailors, empire building, British Empire, the Romans, the Greeks, cool shit. Rest of them, fuck all. They don't have a history as cool as ours. All the Asians.
I mean, there are some African empires, but I don't know how much you want to point them out, because a lot of what they did was engage in a slave trade.
Well, either that or they got owned by the Arabs, and that's gonna piss somebody else off.
I mean,
like, you can't be historically accurate about this reason, because it's going to piss people off in a modern day setting. That is a God's honest truth. That's why they don't want to touch the shit.
Yeah, no shit. I mean, because you'd have to be honest about the fact that African history is full of slavery too, of enslaving. Yeah. Ethiopia did have an empire, and Carthage is northern Africa. So yeah, I'd say that those would count as well. Carthage is an African empire. Was a grand African civilization.
Yeah, but it doesn't have the punch of, say, like the Romans or the British.
What punch means in this context.
As in, it can galvanize an audience. No one wants to go watch something about an African empire.
I've watched about Carthage, and I've watched a bunch of documentaries about the Ethiopian empires.
Oh, Wakanda was basically fucking Star Wars. Were you kidding?
Yeah, well, Wakanda's fake, but
yes, exactly. That's my point.
But I don't know. There is real African history that you could touch on, and that you could absolutely.
Yes, South Africa.
What? Oh yeah, that's like okay, right. Look.
That's some good history right there.
How's it going?
Conquering.
How's it going right now, by the way? How's that working out?
Yeah, that's why you don't give control to the natives. Anyway, moving on.
So let's look at Sam's article. Because again, I guarantee that this was written. At this point, you have to know that they are doing this kind of stuff on purpose.
Oh yeah.
That this is not we just want to have, Numidia, Phosphorus, Numidia as well. But they're doing this because the only way they can sell it. I mean, they know a way to make their money back. And by the way, when I tell you guys how much of a fucking blunder this is, if you're not already aware of it, it is the blunder of the century financially for Amazon. Woo, lad.
Oh, the bit that you showed me? Yeah, that was really fucking stupid.
It's up next right after this. Okay. Vanity Fair debuted the first images of the upcoming series. One of the things that, deep within the dwarven mines of the Misty Mountains, the high politics of Elven Kingdom of Linden, and the humans' powerful Atlantis-like island of Numenor. This is just talking about this, but, okay. Here's where it gets interesting. Okay. Amazon series features a wide range of diverse stars in Middle-earth. There is a Sylvan elf Arondir, played by Ismael Cruz Cordova, the first person of color to play an elf in a Tolkien screen project.
The fact that you have to mention that is the whole problem. That's the God's honest fucking truth. The fact that this is mentioned in any of the shit is why people hate you.
Yeah, why? Who cares? I mean, first of all,
yes.
it's not in the books, okay? And the
also,
other thing is, none of this is in the books. Sorry, go ahead.
Who are they virtue signaling to? Like, no one gives a shit. Like, the fans just think, fuck off. Why are you ruining our shit by putting people that is not part of the law into our fucking law? Fuck off.
Yeah.
You're ruining a story. That's what people that's why they're pissed.
The funniest thing is, they're not actually ruining a story, because, as we'll see, this is all fucking fan fiction. Really, there's no way to describe what this is. And not just because they changed the races. That actually is just, a cherry on top of the train wreck that is Amazon's Rings of Power. But there's Bronwyn, a human healer, played by British-Iranian actor Nazanin Bonjadi, Sophia Nomvete, as the first black woman playing a dwarf in Lord of the Rings project, and more. And speaking of which, let's look at Savita's character here.
We have to?
Yeah, we do, because it's important. I know. Have you noticed anything about this, Spoon? Is there anything seem a little off to you about this character in terms of being a dwarf? Because
where do I stop?
No. What specifically is missing on this dwarf woman?
What, the beard?
She doesn't have a beard. Like,
yeah,
why do they do this? Yes, dwarf women have beards, and this woman does not. And so, like, what? Okay, you find a fat black lady, because for maximum diversity points, right? Because you obviously wanted, what went through the heads of the people who did this. One, this was to cause controversy, so people like us would talk about it.
Anything?
And so that you can write an article like this. But also, they wanted to cast somebody unconventionally attractive. Well, I would say it's being a little bit. She's overweight.
You're on your own with that one, Nathan.
She's overweight, is what I mean.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I'm not
talking
about her being black. I'm talking about her being overweight. That's not conventionally attractive. So why did you stop at giving her a beard? Why was that a bridge too far? Because that at least would have been accurate to the setting. Do you think that they were like? I mean, I'm asking this as an honest question. Why is that where they stopped? They cast a fat lady in this role. I think she's pretty, by the way, too. Grassroots dictator. She's heavy. But by non-conventionally attractive, that's what I mean. She's overweight. Oh man, I'm gonna get clipped out of context for that shit. Just for saying she's overweight.
That's a polite way of saying that's a big old bitch.
Well, why do they not go ahead and just do the beard then? If you're gonna cast a large lady, and you're gonna intentionally make a political statement by having her be black, and that's what that's about, obviously. Why no beard? So it's already, like, when I said that this is fan fiction, we'll get into more of that later in just a moment. But
yeah, people probably say she's trans. I imagine that's probably the reason why.
Well, I'm saying, if you're all about celebrating diversity, why would it be weird? I mean, you've seen some of these trans activists. The people with the beard, the people with the beard who on Dr. Phil, remember?
That was barely a human being.
But you know what I mean. Those were some. Like, that's a thing that they do.
That's a mental
beard?
patient, is what that fucking is.
Yeah, we'll get to that. It felt only natural to us that an adaptation of Tolkien's work would reflect what the world actually looks like. It's not the actual world. Lindsay Weber, executive producer on the series. It's Middle-earth.
Of course, it has to be a fucking woman who produces it, isn't it?
No shit, right? Obviously.
Fucking Christ's sake.
Tolkien is for everyone. I agree. His stories are about his fictional races doing their best work when they leave the isolation of their own cultures and come together. Yeah, so why are you screwing around with it?
That's not true, by the way.
Well, I mean, but the Fellowship is, you know...
No, that's not how humans...
I don't think that's actually what Tolkien meant by any of that. I don't think that was like a super intentional thing of well, although it's a very easy argument to make, and lots of people have made this argument that all of the races of Middle-earth are just supposed to be different people of the British Isles, right? So, like,
they come
elves or the
together when there's a
Welsh,
larger enemy.
deal with it. Deal with it, nerd. And hobbits are supposed to be,
Hobbits are the Irish.
Are they Irish? Dwarves,
I don't know,
Scots?
but from what I know of the Irish, they look like, no offense, Irishmen, like the Western Irish.
Yeah, I'm not. Well, I don't know. You would know better than me. But well, I mean, that's obviously though. I think that was part of what
they drink. They're not that bright, and they like gardening.
I mean, well, hobbits just like to be left alone and have second breakfast, right? That's the whole thing. Hobbits don't go adventuring. But I think.
Okay, Irish Americans then.
I do think though there's a lot of people. I didn't come up with this. A lot of people have said that, like, basically Tolkien was mythologizing the various people of the British Isles, right? The Welsh, look, the Welsh are all dying out and leaving because they're ceasing to exist. They were there first, so that's why the Welsh are the elves. But so I mean, he was probably making. You can argue if that's true or not, but I've heard lots of people say that.
You're also very wise, though.
I've been around for a long time.
Yeah, wise and long lasting.
But if Tolkien was making any kind of comparison between the fictional races, yeah, grassroots dictator, hobbits are the ideal English shire folk. Yeah, I think that's correct. Maybe not the Irish, but
yeah. No, I just said that for comic effect.
Okay.
Because I do feel like they're partly sort of the Irish.
Yeah. But
Irish as well.
If Tolkien was making any kind of comparison to actual real people, it was to ethnic groups in England, right? Yeah, Tolkien mentions the landscape he was thinking of. Thank you, Gunnar. Yeah. But not everyone is set on the casting of the elves when the studio originally released a photo of its multicolored. Actually, the dwarf is the one that really pissed people off, by the way, Sam. It was the dwarf lady that. Because of the beard, by the way, because we haven't seen a dwarf female in any of the adapted works, probably because I think the beard would freak people out. I mean, it might be just weird, right? For normies, I guess. If you're making this massive mega project. Amazon was immediately met with vitriolic online trolling, oh no, as fans took to social media to slam certain roles. Obviously, there was going to be push and backlash. Tolkien scholar Mariano Rios Maldonado told Vanity Fair. But the question is, from whom? Who are these people that feel so threatened or disgusted by the idea that an elf is black or Latino or Asian? They're not disgusted. Are you disgusted, or are you just like, this is incorrect? I mean, maybe you are.
No, I am disgusted. I'm not threatened.
No, I'm not threatened,
It's not going to affect my life in any kind of perilous danger way, but disgusted. Like, why did you take my thing and pervert it, you fucking wankers?
Yeah.
That's why.
Yeah.
You know what white people need to do? They need to take a whole load of black movies and make them with only white people.
Blake, was there a female dwarf in the Hobbit films? I have to rewatch them. I don't remember. Oh, yeah. Yes, there was. So you're right. There have been one. So they've already established that even in the cinematic universe, that this is the case with dwarf women. Director J.A. Bayona. Are there two directors? Uh-oh. Wait, what was who was the other person? Where did I...
The female.
There was another
The producers.
woman, yeah. Oh, he's executive
there's
producer.
another one?
So nah, I don't know who J.A. Bayona is. Is that a... No, he's a guy. So the director is a man, but the executive producer is a woman. Liken the plot of Rings of Power to that of his own cultural background growing up in Spain. We had a dictatorship for 40 years, so you'll notice the repercussions of war and the shadow of the past, said Bayona, who directs the first 2 episodes. It's not even the full series director. I think this is about all the repercussions of war. There is an idea that feels very faithful to Tolkien. Which is intuition. Intuition.
I'm sorry, but if you say that to Tolkien fans, I hope they kick the shit out of you.
Yeah.
Because that's incredibly insulting to say that, like with a straight face. Like, someone should wail the fuck out of that guy.
Yeah.
Sorry, go on.
No, did Arch do a stream on this, Rat King? I'm sure he did. We're just shooting our own shit over here. I'll have to watch Arch if he did a stream or video on it, though. I'm sure Arch had some choice words. We had a dictatorship.
So do I. I'm just holding them back.
We had a dictatorship for 40 years, so if you notice, I did that. I think this is... I did this too. There is an idea that feels very faithful to Tolkien, which is intuition. Galadriel has an intuition that things are not fixed, and there is something still lurking. Yeah. Bayona added, because this is a prequel, can you imagine going back to such a beloved world and facing the high bar of the Peter Jackson movies? We were at the time very aware of the massive expectations. Well, oh my god, look, she did write this. I missed this. I missed this. She released this on February 10th. Spoon, she did write this article a week before it came out, and now people were laughing at it. I didn't even do that intentionally, guys. That was an accident. She was already anticipating this shit a week ago.
That's not a surprise.
Well, here's the issue with this show. I mean, we're already into a, there's multiple issues clearly off the bat. It's clearly trying to be woke and diverse for no purpose other than to be woke and diverse. This is from Vanity Fair. What exactly is the source material here? So, what did Amazon buy? Do you want to do this one? Because this shit is hilarious.
The thing that they bought?
In terms of what the fuck did... If you guys are not aware, because this is the funniest shit. I'll send you the article. If you scroll down, what exactly is the source material here?
Oh, yeah, I did see this.
So, Amazon actually doesn't have the right to make almost anything. When you go through it, all that they really have the rights to is 4 poems. They can't remake The Lord of the Rings, right? They can't remake it because Peter Jackson's contract, or The Hobbit. So those 2 are off the table. You cannot remake Lord of the Rings or The Hobbit. They're off the table. Peter Jackson has rights that those can't... Specifically worked out a deal that those can't be remade for some ridiculous length of time, right? Cool. I think he was right to do that, by the way.
That's because he probably said to them, I know what you fucking retards are going to do to my movie, so fuck off.
Precisely.
Don't touch my masterpieces. Yeah.
We have the rights...
He's not an idiot.
Yeah. Good, right? Good on him. We have the rights solely to the Fellowship of the Ring, the Two Towers, the Return of the King, and the appendices. Those are like the poems and things. And the Hobbit, Payne says, and that's it. We do not have rights to the Silmarillion, Unfinished Tales, the History of Middle-earth, or any of the other books. And again, they can't remake Fellowship, Two Towers, Return of the King, or the Hobbit. So they have nothing.
Yeah. So the question is, what the fuck did they buy and why?
And if you would like to know, I don't have this up, but I do know how much they spent on this. They spent $250 million on the rights to 4 poems, essentially.
Hey!
Yeah. They bought the right to make a fan fiction because they can't use anything from the Silmarillion or any of Tolkien's other work that might have described the Second Age.
Okay, serious question for you. Why did you not just take all of that money and just make your own fucking movie? Why the fuck did you...
They bought the rights to call it Lord of the Rings. That's all. $250 million.
But that's still gay. It's still gonna piss off everyone. Yeah,
no shit. And the hilarious... Well, of course, yeah, it's pissing people off. The show itself is going to cost $750 million. It's going to make it one of the most expensive seasons of a show ever made. They have spent
tank.
$1 billion on this. That's
a lot of money just to piss people off.
Conservative estimate right now. $1 billion.
That's a conservative estimate?
I mean, we don't know. Like, once it's not, I don't think it's done production. So.
God damn.
So again, they can't use anything from the Silmarillion. So they can't use anything that Tolkien actually wrote about the Second Age. They can't use, because they don't own any of it. So they're just making up fanfics. Another reason why people were probably upset. Well, what do you have to? I mean, call it a fanfiction. How about that? Say that this is an original work from the Lord of the Rings universe or something like that, you know?
Inspired by Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, there you go. Call it, say, inspired by Lord of the Rings. Inspired by...
Or in this case, blankly ripped off because we need to make a profit, Lord of the Rings.
Instead, even though it's called Rings of Power, it's in every title of it is Lord of the Rings, Lord of the Rings, Lord of the Rings. Yeah, Jarnagi, that's right. Advertising costs, things like that. That's the stuff that's not included in the $1 billion. That's just production costs of $750 million for the production, $250 million for the rights. Whew. This is a serious mistake, I would say.
So instead of using all of that money to just make a TV show of their own fucking making and start it from scratch, they need to latch on like a fucking parasite to an already beloved franchise, pervert it for their own fucking nefarious purposes, and then tank it.
Right.
This is why everyone hates them.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can't even make your own fucking franchise. You have to latch on to someone else and then just fucking ruin it.
Does it seem to you like it's on purpose? It's like we intentionally wanted to fuck up Lord of the Rings.
Yes.
We did not do this in good faith. We intend, but
no.
But would you spend $1 billion to destroy a cultural artifact?
Yes, they clearly would, because these people fucking suck.
What else is the reason?
I have no idea. I can't think of anything else.
It goes on
like
to say,
you just have so much money just to ruin something that is proudly. Can I just say this? This is a proudly white achievement.
I mean, it's based on it's a white guy wrote it, and wrote Tolkien wrote so much in the Silmarillion and other things that about this world. He crafted this entire universe of mythology from the beginning of time. With the beginning of creation from Ariel Louisville. But evil cannot create. Exactly.
Yes. It's Bezos' money anyway. Oh, that's a good fucking point.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah, it is Bezos' money anyway.
Piss it away.
Fuck him then. Yeah, piss it away.
We took all these little clues and thought of them as stars in the sky that we then connected to write the novel that Tolkien never wrote about the Second Age. Have you ever thought maybe don't?
You can say that's cringed as a white achievement, but I still stand by that statement. It is a white achievement.
The Duo City songs.
I don't care.
The Duo City songs like the Fall of Gil-galad, or the Fall of Arundel, or fellowship chapters like the Council of Elrond and the Shadow of the Past, or concerning hobbits, sections of the prologue as sources for significant lore dumps. So again, if you notice there, he's talking about like the poems that they can use in large part. Beyond the premiere, there aren't, however, any significant time jumps or thus far episode-long journeys to the past. The rights to the First Age material from the Silmarillion are still owned by the Tolkien estate.
Fucking hell.
Oh my god. This is so dumb. It's just so dumb. Now, here's a question I have for you, Spoon.
Uh-oh.
If during the Second Age, there's all this diversity. We got black elves, we got black dwarves. Where are the black elves and dwarves in the Third Age during the Fellowship? During the... Where'd they all go?
Good question. Maybe they were, maybe they're sacrificed in the name of white imperialism.
The bizarre thing is that it forces people to have to ask that question, right?
They were exterminated.
That would be the obvious...
Yeah.
the obvious kind of answer. If we have never seen in the Hobbit and in the Hobbit, 3 Hobbit films, and in the Lord of the Rings trilogy, we never... I can't remember. Maybe there's someone in the background. but there's no there's no black character.
Ethnic cleansing. God damn.
It just seems like it seems like something bad happened.
The Germans came and suddenly they were gone.
Oh, it was all Sauron, right? It must have been Sauron plus for us. It's unfortunately when they do shit like this, it makes that become a question that people are gonna ask. Oh my. So woke Lord of the Rings, a $1 billion failure, I would say, in the making. And all they can do is screech and cry, and I think maybe, I can't believe if you're right about that they were willing to blow $1 billion to do a little virtue signal that they know will fail.
No, it's Hollywood accounting, so I'm not surprised.
And I guess it's Bezos money. He's got fuck you money to do weird political shit, because this is clearly political, right?
Of course it is.
Oh, where are we at? Oh, let's, sorry, I have a sort of show map here, but... are we...
Yeah,
do you
but...
have anything else you want to add about Lord of the Rings?
No, Kirsten has a point, but it's still... I'd still classify the English as white. It's an English a creation, true.
Mm-hmm.
But in this context, for the normie jackasses who are pissed off of this or why we're upset, you can just say it's a white creation and that's enough to annoy them.
Yeah, I guess so. It's just to destroy a cultural artifact, a unique cultural importance.
Specifically of an Anglo-Saxon.
Oh, No Leaf Clover says Amazon said that if it fails, they'll never make another show again. Did they say that?
Oh my God, is
No
that
way.
true?
I don't know. Let me try it. Let's fact check on the fly here.
African National Congress.
I don't know. I'm not sure about that. I can't confirm. It's very Amazon is Rings of Power teaser proves Amazon is very serious about the streaming wars. I don't know if that's accurate or not. There's something about. Well, I mean, in terms of money, they dropped $1 billion on this, so I'd call that pretty serious. Again, I don't know. I mean, if that's true, I don't know where you found that No Leaf Clover, but if that's true, go good.
Yeah,
Let it then fail. Okay.
Let it die.
Bye, bitch. All right.
Good luck. Get the fuck out.
I have another trailer for us to watch because there's another new fun movie coming out soon. Are you excited for all these? Or this is a documentary series.
Oh, it's you gonna make me watch that fucking thing again? That just made me pissed off.
Yeah, but
Oh,
okay. This is actually really important though. Before we start it, I have to ask you. We're playing a little game here, okay? Spoon.
Razor is not really correct. That's not true.
Oh,
Razor is always correct.
Razorfist said that. I don't know. No Leaf. I'll have to look into it though. I'll go watch Razorfist video on it and see what he says. But thanks for that. Anyway, says Spoon. This is Nightmare Mode. Try not to say the N-word challenge. That's for you. I won't have an issue, but I know for you, it's gonna be a problem. So if you need to mute yourself, okay?
What do you mean it's gonna be a problem for me? What are you trying to say?
I'm just thinking.
Don't make me say something.
Don't say it. Alright, so here is a new documentary series from Showtime called Everything's Gonna Be All White. And I will show you after this, guys, what the response to it has been. Let me bring it up here on the screen real quick. There we go. Oh, and real quick, let me also do this too.
By the way, if that was actually the case, there wouldn't be any problems.
Why? Oh,
everything would be all white. Yeah.
Hang on to put that.
Yeah, the good old days.
Put a filter on it. Oh, that's not it. Is this it? What the heck? What happened to it? Oh, OBS, you
were this close to saying something.
I was not. How dare you? There we go. Put a little thingy on it. Okay, ready. Is your body ready? Is your body Reggie? Reggie feels aim. Alright, let's go. Warning, this trailer, wait, what did it say again? What is it? This trailer may trigger white people. Oh, are you ready to get triggered? You can get triggered soon.
I'm already upset you're making me watch this again.
I think what annoys me most about white people is when they pretend like they're the victim.
What did Ben Shapiro say about that? Jesse Smollett?
Yeah.
Anyway, moving on.
Yeah, Justice Smollett. No, black people would never pretend to be the victim. This is an exclusively white trait, right?
By the way, you guys
woman,
also noticed when
there was something weird with her. She was like freaking out in this clip. I don't recall what the context of this clip was, but that woman was like a Karen who was freaking out, I think.
Well, she's a Karen. She's barely white. Who gives a fuck? But have you guys always noticed the same people who currently bitch about like faking hate crimes or that kind of shit, especially when it comes to like Nazis? They don't fucking know how to draw a swastika.
Oh yeah, every time, because it's always backwards and stuff. It's like
it's either the 90-degree angle lines are in the wrong way, and it's never at a 45-degree. It's always 90. It's also it's always the Hindu one. I'm like, bitch, that's not even the same fucking run.
To be fair, if you're drawing it on the ground, it's kind of hard to find the orientation of where they intended to draw it.
I can guarantee you the way they drew it. It was. You can see it's in parallel or perpendicular, sorry, with like the wall.
But either way, we're 10 seconds in here, and already this woman has made a sweeping racial generalization. All white people act like this. If I said all black people act like that, do something, that would be racism. But again,
no, it wouldn't.
Whatever.
I don't consider that racist.
I don't either.
Oh my god, black people behave in a stereotypical way.
Noticing stereotypes. Stereotypes are just a broad generalization of behaviors. So maybe a lot of white people act that way. I don't have a problem with people making generalizations of that kind of like, oh, it depends on what it is, right? If it's something like women aren't very good drivers, okay, fine. Like, but there's actual or Asians aren't good drivers. I don't know. Asians are good at math. You can have, in research, right? There's two different things. You call it stereotype lift and stereotype threat. And stereotype threat is when you have a negative stereotype, and then people will tend to acquiesce towards that negative stereotype because they're like, why an opposite? It's when there's a stereotype that says you're supposed to act in a positive way, and then you feel a lot of so Asians are good at math, right? That stereotype. So then if you're not able to meet the expectations that are placed upon you, or you're a fail, it causes negative, deleterious psychological effects to people if they can't, live up to the expectation of a positive, quote, positive stereotype. That, say, what if you're a guy and you're not very masculine and you like drinking Soylent and stuff? Well, I guess you got to remove those.
That means you're a leftist.
Yeah, well, obviously. Oh, let's.
I will say this. I don't find stereotypes to be offensive on their own. I think if you judge someone through a stereotype without getting to know them, that's more offensive.
Yeah, I agree. Judging someone based on a stereotype and an individual person, saying like there's stereotypes exist, a lot of them are funny, and they're things, they exist because people make generalized observations. They're a process.
They're true.
They're a product of cognitive heuristics, how we make very basic sort of assessments of the world, right? And that exists in all human beings. It's a process of evolutionary psychology to develop cognitive heuristics. Same thing why people jump back when they see a stick in the grass, because they think it might be a snake. It's just it's what we call otherwise known as a mental shortcut, right? It doesn't mean they're true. And when you start to judge an individual person, I would say yes, that's where it becomes racist. If you're making a joke or something like that, no, that's not racism. I don't think so. I mean, that's what so much of comedy is. It's funny because it has some element of truth. Something that's fake can't be funny.
Maybe, which is why women are never funny.
We'll get to that. There might be some buffering. Let me 1 second. I just got an error, and let me because Bill is also streaming. Let me tell him.
Yes, racismus.
If you're experiencing buffering, guys, for 1 moment, I apologize. I'm trying to fix it.
Will abuse children for food. Goddamn Babylon P.
Oh shoot.
What did you do?
Give me 1 second. I have to go ask. I think Bill is streaming also, and I'm gonna ask him if he doesn't mind if he can stop for a minute. 1 sec. Be right back.
Oh great! I have to tell everyone to do some funny shit now. I'm going to pretend I did not hear that. Freaking hell! Only these people would make a documentary and then specifically say this is going to piss off a target audience.
Okay, sorry about that. Bill was actually watching the stream, and I think that was causing a feedback loop.
By the way, do you not think it's kind of funny that the left who are constantly saying, "Oh, we're for unity, so we're going to make a show that is specifically going to piss off the majority of people in the country"?
Yeah, I don't know, man.
That's quite ironic.
They
Teach
keep
us
doing
how to
this
swear
shit.
in your dialect. I just know. First of all, I'm not going to teach people how to swear in my dialect because you people are not Dutch, and therefore you can't roll your R's or pronounce G's the way that we do.
Oh, the Dutch.
Shut up, Welshoid.
Windmill tilting clog botherer.
You got colonized by the English. You can't even do colonization properly. Fuck you.
Oh, let's get back into it.
My countrymen set sail and then to the fucking bottom of Africa and then all the way back up to Asia. Base people. Part of my Dutch heritage. Go on.
Let's go. Let's get back into it. It's still saying that the stream is a little poor, but hopefully it will recover. Let's just, again, I even tested this shit out. Whatever. If not, you're gonna have to host it next week, Spoon, because this keeps being an issue.
What's also annoying is when they kill us.
What is fragile about whiteness when everything has been constructed around it?
By the way, black
Right?
people, I just want to say something to all black people. If you want to segregate yourself away from whitey, thinking that's going to help your crime rate, fucking good luck to you. I can guarantee you your death rate will probably rise.
I mean, go to
fall.
Liberia. If you really want to get away from whitey, then go to Liberia. America established that country for that purpose. I'm not actually suggesting that because I hate. It's kind of fucking dumb. But like, I mean, if
They go to Liberia,
really,
they're gonna get fucking.
you're not gonna
eaten
have
by
a good
the
time.
black people.
I'm not gonna have a good time, okay? But
Yeah, you likely end up in pieces.
if you really,
Quite
really
literally.
hate whitey, which we're gonna get into, we have a story about that later. If you really hate whitey, then move to Liberia. I don't know what else to tell you.
It is
I don't
because the
like that.
vast majority of people envy the white race.
I'd actually really prefer if people could get along. Thank you, but
Yeah, good luck with that.
okay, I'll put it this way. I'd really prefer people get along. This is not helping. Okay.
Oh yeah, that's absolutely true. This is so not helping their case.
Showtime. This is not helping the racial division that you're complaining about. This is exacerbating it. Okay?
Yes.
Thanks.
They don't know what that word means, by the way.
Exacerbate?
Yeah, I don't think they know what that word means.
Has been distorted or criminalized.
It's really just a bunch of white lies.
That guy looks white. What is, like, he's
He's also a massive fucking dork for that joke he just made. It's all white lies. Fat bastard.
okay.
We're storming the Capitol!
Oh my god.
It's white people storming a white building. That's the way it should be.
Yeah, it's true. They're storming a bunch of white buildings. They should be allowed to colonize their own white buildings.
You're not patriots. You're ridiculous.
Okay, thanks.
One of the definitions.
I always felt like if you can say something like that, you should be able to show what patriotism looks like. And considering you want to destroy the entire country, you can fuck off. You don't know what patriotism is.
Well, yeah. If your thing is we gotta destroy this country because it's evil and racist and awful,
Yeah. I feel like you're the last person
Leave.
to talk about patriotism.
then leave.
Fucking retards.
Of American whiteness is
Oh, I love that.
ignorance.
Sorry, just totally random. I love when Trump hugged the flag like that.
Yeah.
I just love. It's so funny to me.
Feel
It's,
any responsibility for slavery?
what?
Hell yeah.
White Jesus or black Jesus?
Jesus was not white. Think of geography. Ain't no way Jesus walked around with blonde hair and blue.
Who cares? This is how Europeans decided to depict Christ. Why do you care? And by the way, your relationship with Christ is your personal relationship with Christ. Okay? People can have depicted Jesus in all different kinds of ways. Why are
I like
you...
the way that. You know what I find funny about that? I find it funny to me. Oh my goodness, these people who are surrounded by white people and they depicted Jesus as a white guy. Why do you fucking think that might be the case?
It is a mystery.
You fucking idiot.
I don't know, Spoon. Why would it be that a bunch of people living in 13th century England would depict Christ as a white blonde guy?
It's a mystery.
I don't know. It's confusing. I don't get it. What the fuck? Come on, dude. You're intentionally being obtuse.
White culture fears the end of the world. For us as native people, the end of the world already happened like multiple times.
No, it hasn't. You're fucking here, dumbass.
Yeah, I know. He might be. Oh, I think there's
the end of your world. This maybe make more sense.
No, in some Mesoamerican cultures, and I'm sorry, chat. You'll have to remind me if anyone knows this, but there's an idea that the world has been through a cycle of life and death, over and over again.
Yes, it's called warfare.
It's like Shibulba or whatever, right? The afterlife. And then, like the world is reborn. I don't know if you should be bringing up your religious beliefs though, like these as evidence for what you're talking about. And by the way, I don't think that fucking belief is shared by all Native Americans and all different tribes. So, way to make another sweeping generalization, because I'm pretty sure not all tribes have that exact same belief system. But fine, I could be wrong.
Symbols and monuments, these are mementos of racism.
Bring that statue down. What about
Destroy
TCU
history.
BY yogurt or something? Everybody can get behind.
Look, it's funny. Just destroy history. You know what they say about if you forget history, those who forget history, Spoon. Right?
I wouldn't normally agree with that, but these people have never learned history in the first place.
The reality is that those who forget history are doomed to repeat it.
Yeah. They're basically treating white people like the Jews.
How so? Whoa, where did that come from? I don't get this one. Explain it.
You don't... that they're the fault of all the problems. They have all the wealth and the power, and they have an undue influence in society.
Yeah, the way that the alt-right kind of people see Jews of like, yeah.
Yes. Yeah, that's how the left sees white people. Because they're superior.
And by the way, I think they clumped Jews into that white grouping. I
yeah,
get
of course,
the
ask Whoopi about that.
Yeah, I get the feeling the people who made this agree with far-right conspiracy theories about the Jews. Just a guess.
Yeah, that's probably the irony. They probably have more common with the alt-right than the...
I mean, have you seen, like, Ice Cube's tweets? There's so many of these, like, black nationalist people who post the most insanely anti-Semitic shit I've ever seen outside of poll. And they just post it publicly on Twitter, and Twitter doesn't do shit. Because they don't have an issue with it, obviously.
Well, it's not only that. These people are also fans of Farrakhan. Yeah, so that's not a surprise why. But you know what's actually quite funny about that? Do you know who was one of the first investors in I think it was Murder Inc., who did was the producer company for Eazy-E? He was a Jew.
Yeah. Yeah.
Isn't that funny?
It's just, all right.
Told about history.
POV.
We have to make sure that these stories are told from our perspective.
There's always hope. You know what I'm saying? We don't give up. It's about...
I like when they said that, from our perspective.
Yeah,
so
I find that...
that means just you, the storyteller. It means you can bullshit as much as you want.
I guess so, right? I mean, also from our perspective, I really hate this kind of
crappy bit of language.
I hate this language because it implies that you can make sweeping generalizations about white people, but you're also making sweeping generalizations about black people and brown people and all of their perspectives. Why would you assume that all black people have the same experience?
Because in their minds they do.
I know, and that's it's unilaterally racist. It's self-racist, you know, in its own way, which is.
Yeah, well, they're leftists. They don't care about skin color. That's just a framework.
Yeah.
Yeah, like everybody knows this. That's the one thing I've said to people. Do you not find it funny that the left will constantly bitch about the conservatives having an ideological worldview when they do the exact same fucking thing with their own?
Of course. Every fucking time, too.
Yes.
Also, check Streamlabs, I think. I think I heard something. I don't have it set up still because I'm an idiot. Yeah, if they exist there for acts, it's the stupidly racist. Yeah, Rot King, I agree. It is stupidly racist. I don't like it at all. Let's finish this.
Now, obliterating systemic and
I don't really mind it though, because it's gonna crash and burn on their own faces. Like the more the stuff they do this, the more unpopular they become, and it's.
I think it's self-terminating. Yeah.
Yeah, that's also. I mean, people say that it is in a certain way dividing the culture, but it's also making other people think, "Hey, look how fucking retarded these people are."
Yeah.
Yeah, so it has its utility, but if for all the wrong reasons.
Racialized racism.
This is a wild place, y'all. It's a wild place. I know Harriet and Frederick be up there just like, what is they gonna do?
I don't think that Frederick Douglass is looking down at you, lady, right now, and being real proud of what's happened. I'll put it that way. And I don't think for the reasons that you think it is. Like, I don't think MLK, despite the fact that he was a leftist, is super happy about the way things have gone. This is all this is division. This is just division.
Yep.
This is not helping, okay? If you're really upset about racism, if you really are, and you're not, you like it because you can bitch about it and make documentaries like this and make money, because it's a nice little grift. Now, in that, that's what it's about, man. They have no desire to stop racism. They want to exacerbate. They want to ignite racism. Because...
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, because it's money.
Yeah, it's gonna backfire them eventually.
I think people are getting fucking sick of it, yeah. I hope
Well,
so,
that
at
and
least.
and if history is anything to go by, do not piss off Whitey.
I mean, the words of Sam Hyde, eventually white people are gonna get sick of it.
Yeah, that's my one thing that I'm kind of concerned when I look at people who antagonize. Like, you do realize that white people historically get together very quickly, and when white people are pissed off and get together quickly, the rest of you, bad things happen to you.
Well,
we're the last group of people you should piss off.
Let's please hope that does not happen, okay?
It-
But stop doing things like this, because you will create fascists.
You will face the wrath of the good white man.
No, you're gonna seriously maybe hurt people, and
Yeah.
hurt them emotionally,
No,
hurt
I
them
know.
psychologically, and eventually we might talk about physical, and already it's happened. I mean, the summer of love, right, was a summer of violence, a perpetual violence, and destruction.
Very ironic name.
Well, the mostly peaceful protests, fiery but peaceful, right?
Yeah. That to me was also one of like the stupidest thing I ever saw. Like, how do you say mostly peaceful protests, and of all the
When
places you
standing
can,
in front of a
you
burning
say,
building. I know.
like, I don't understand. Like, dude,
It's
how do you
iconic,
not just
though.
like turn 90 degrees and you don't show that? Like, what the fuck are you doing?
He knows. He's just lying because it's what the media does. CNN.
Yeah, but
sorry,
it just looks dumb. Like, why the fuck are you? That's so stupid. Just turn around.
I know,
And just turn 90 degrees, you dumb fuck. What are you doing?
We do have a CNN story. Should we go to that one next after we finish this off?
Oh
Since we
god, like it
mentioned
pisses
CNN.
me off just like how fucking stupid that was.
Yeah, all right. Let's finish this. I think it's almost over. Hopefully, thank God. That's it. That was it. February 11th. Did it come out? I couldn't find it. It was supposed to be, the first episode was supposed to be free on YouTube, and I couldn't find it. So, oh wait, there it is. Never mind. It's literally right there. But I didn't want to. Either way, I wasn't sure if we should watch the whole thing. I want to watch. Well, not live on air. Maybe Spoon and I can do a, like a stream or whatever, and react to it, and then cut it up to make sure that it's like audio commentary or something, so it wouldn't be an issue. The other thing that I wanted to ask if you wanted to watch real quick while we're on the topic of that is we should watch the Louis Theroux documentary on Baked Alaska and the alt-right. You know, that'll be fun.
Oh,
I've heard it's. I like Louis Theroux, by the way. I like his documentaries, but I've heard it's like he was trying to like troll them that he was trying to like get serious answers, and all they did was like fuck with him the whole time, so it's not actually very good just because of the right-wing people fucking with him. Since though I did
because the right are trolls.
Yeah, a lot of these people on the alt-right, or if we want this fucking word doesn't even mean, it used to just mean alternative right. But
Yeah.
Since I did mention CNN.
Uh-oh.
I figured, since we did mention CNN, there's been another oopsie. Oh no, there's been an oopsie doopsie poopsie at CNN again.
What did they do now?
Oh, Spoon, what did they do now? Oh.
Do I not know this? Is this something new?
Chris Cuomo accused of sex attack during office lunch. I thought I said this.
Oh yeah, I don't even know about this.
You didn't?
Yeah,
Oh.
but I didn't read it, so this is all fresh to me. What the fuck happened?
Also, Spoon, check Streamlabs, because I can hear them coming in on my side, because I'm running the stream, but it's your Streamlabs, so...
Oh, sorry, let's see. Also, Leon donated $5, thank you very much. It's not a good idea to rage at this anti-white attack. I'm South African, so that's built into my DNA. That's just a guarantee, sorry about that. This was intentionally provocative. Yeah, well, I know that. Antagonistic, the woke go broke is no longer a concern for these megacorps who will plunder and subvert European culture for their merchant apotheosis. Oh, apotheosis, sorry. And let's see, Yorick donated $5 as well.
Thank
Says,
you.
greetings all, 4 days until my Cal exit. Hope your home state is welcoming, Aiden. And to
Are you moving to West
to my
Virginia?
dear, yeah.
Yay.
Yeah.
Sorry, continue.
And to my dear, how is that violence inciting swamp German today?
Mine's inciting swamp German.
Yeah, how is this violence inciting swamp German today?
Oh.
Is that reference to something I should know?
Oh, because you're... Who sent that, by the way?
Yorken. Or Yorick, sorry.
Oh, I'm not sure. I think he's referring to you. A swamp German's
Swamp
a Dutchoid.
German?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck off.
Because you live in a swamp. Again, I liked Windmill Tilting Clog Botherer. What was the other one? Oh, Spite Elemental.
That sounds like a WoW thing.
It does. Yeah, Bill called the Dutch Spite Elementals, so...
Fuck's sakes.
Why
must you betray my sailing people?
Because it's just funny. You know, it's the only thing, is it look, listen, a little bit of playful, petty racism is funny, right? Between what we can do it, like, you can call me, I mean, first of all, I'm a mutt. I'm all
Welchoid.
Well, yeah, but predominantly Welsh. But I'm also some degree of Anglo, Irish, German, and Scottish, you know, so, you know, I'm all mixed up, obviously. But again, you know, you can only do this with European people at this point. Like, you can't have fun with anything else. In terms of just being playfully like, oh, we're just gonna make fun of
Are you saying that
stereotypes.
all other races... Are you saying that all other races are a soft bunch of whoopsies who can't handle fucking jokes?
No, I think it would...
Yeah, that is kind of what you're saying, by the way. I agree, by the way, because it's true.
It's more that I think that we would have a more healthy society if we could all, I mean, globally, if we could all just kind of joke about stereotypes.
All European people, you have no sense of humor. You are thin-skinned, a bunch of bitches, and you can't take jokes. Fuck you guys.
Gunnar says Isle of Man is the funniest country. It sure is. Do you remember that EFAP stream where basically everyone just kind of died while looking at the Isle of Man flag? I mean, you've seen what it looks like, right, Spoon?
The Isle of Man flag?
Yeah.
Hold on, let me see.
Let's look at it real quick. This is an aside. We have important things to do here.
What in the fuck?
Yeah, what in the fuck, right? Alright, so chat, if you're not aware of the Isle of Man, what the flag of the Isle of Man is, let me very quickly, as a total aside here, because we're about to talk about Chris Cuomo, never a fun subject, here is the flag of the Isle of Man. Legs. It's just legs.
Like, oh, the Isle of Legs, it would make more sense, but...
It's just... And when we were on EFAP, I think the question was, like, why would they have made... Why? Why is this a thing? Did this exist at one point in history? Did someone witness this and get scared and make it the fuck? I know it's a Triskelion. I know it's a Triskelion, Gunnar. But it's just... Legs. Alright, I'm done. No more laughing at the Isle of Man. Christ, sorry about that. Oh,
yeah.
All right.
All right.
Let's talk about Chris Cuomo.
Oh, God.
Another CNN executive has resigned in the fallout over Chris Cuomo, who was fired after allegedly attacking a female temp worker during a lunch, according to the news reports. So, Chris Cuomo and his brother are both sex pests.
Oh, runs in the family.
Uh-huh.
Well, they're Italian. What else?
Seems to be. Hey, don't you call him Fredo. That's racist. I was informed that calling
They're
him
a bunch
Fredo...
of sex pests. Like, you trying to tell me, like, these fuckers I kind of make fun of? Get the fuck out of here.
I know.
It's ridiculous. Oh, God.
Alison Gullis, an executive vice president and chief marketing officer for CNN, announced resignation on Tuesday after an investigation into issues associated with Cuomo and his brother, former New York Governor Andrew Cuomo. Less than 2 weeks ago, CNN boss Jeff Zucker resigned after admitting he failed to disclose a consensual relationship with Gullis as part of the investigation into Chris Cuomo. It never stops. It never stops.
I will say though, at least with Zucker, the relationship was consensual. But from what I read on the story, because I did a video on it, the timing of how long that was going on seems to have been like almost a decade.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So, the joke that's in my next video that Bill wrote is that the only person who's going to be left at CNN after all this shit goes down is Jeffrey Toobin, because he's the only one who's able to at least keep his hands to himself.
Oh, that's pretty good, actually.
I know. The rest of them don't seem to be able to. I mean, really, they invited Toobin back, but oh my.
That and because Brian Stelter is in no way in hell ever going to get caught up in a sex scandal.
Brian Stelter would never be involved in a sex scandal. I don't know what you're talking about.
I like the way that your voice is. You like the way your voice is.
That's how but your voice in my head, at least.
I know, but what's funny is your voice is deeper than his. Which is fucked up. I can't hear him without hearing Mark Dice.
I know, because that's my
my
fucking impression is Mark Dice's impression, so it's like 2 degrees removed from actual Stelter. Oh my. What do we have to even go into this? We already know the things that happened with Cuomo, but now they're just all resigning. Alison Gullis, Jeff Zucker, Chris Cuomo, and his brother Andrew Cuomo. Everyone's gone.
Wait. She's resigning as well.
Yes. That's what
because I know she was.
That's the purpose of the news report. She's apparently she announced her resignation. Yeah, that's what this was about.
Because from what I read in the original one, she was not supposed to step down. She still had her job.
Now she is.
And now she's okay. Ooh, the plot thickens.
Yeah, interdasting, isn't it? They this about Chris Cuomo came out a little while ago, but like, so he's what's his? Let's just a recap real quick. Chris Cuomo, the Cuomo primetime host, was fired in December after details emerged about how he helped his brother respond to sexual harassment allegations last year. But the New York that sucks. Oh, I'll bring that up. Well, have you seen that?
Which?
Oh no, that sucks. Oh, it's was that Cuomo? Yeah, it was. Here it is. Hang on. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh.
What? What are we looking at?
I'm putting the watch together. Here we go. 1 second.
Oh.
Pause. We're just real quick. What I'm referencing, I am referencing a thing.
Okay.
What do you think Donald Trump needs to do to come out on top?
Well, on the character issue, the public, 2/3 or more of the public knows that Hillary Clinton's a liar. She can't be trusted. And now the two faces of Hillary Clinton are coming out. The fact through WikiLeaks that she says one thing.
This is old.
Oh no. All right, let's see if we can get Congressman Collins back. Obviously, we just lost his satellite feed. That sucks.
You
didn't boot him or anything. You didn't boot him or anything.
That's so fucking disingenuous. Jesus Christ.
Oh my god. Yeah, I can't believe you've never seen that.
My fucking god.
No, that sucks. Oh, we lost the congressman. Oh, that sucks.
That's a deliberate feed cut, because that never fucking happens.
I mean, obviously, right? Like, there's not even a question about that.
Fucking.
Oh no.
Lying
That
sack of shit.
sucks. CNN, everyone, the most trusted name in news.
There's a reason they call it Clinton News Network.
So, but the New York Times reports
Fuck
he was
no.
only suspended for advising the politician, and the decision to fire him came shortly afterwards when an unnamed accuser came forward accusing him of sexual misconduct. Who amongst you has not been accused of this at this point exactly? I'm honestly.
Oh, I thought you were asking me
curious
for a
to know.
second.
No, not
I'm
you.
like,
Well, I would hope not.
I've never been accused of sexually harassing someone. No.
Chris Cuomo allegedly invited the young woman into his office for lunch when he was working at ABC News in 2011. This is really old, though. They just want to get rid of him, obviously.
Yeah.
With the pretext of giving her advice on getting a full-time job at the network, a letter sent to CNN lawyers said there was no food when she arrived and that Cuomo pressured her for sex, then attacked her when she declined. In other words, what happened is that Chris Cuomo got fired for running defense for his corrupt as fuck brother who killed thousands of elderly people, right?
Yep.
And they didn't want to associate him with that because some people would look up the killing of the elderly thing. So instead it's like, oh, we'll give him another sex scandal thing. I gotta ask you, Spin, why is that their go-to of they're all sex pests?
Because they're men.
Oh, that's it.
That's basically it. There's
right.
nothing else. Like on the list of things like what can we boot you that is potentially the least offensive? This is the one they would go to.
You're right.
Because it doesn't it doesn't involve anything to do with the state. It's personal. That's why.
And it proves all men are sex pests and awful.
Yeah, and the white ones.
Oh, bro, you fucking nail on head, man. You got it.
Yeah, that would be my take on it. But
I think you're right.
The reason, but do you know why Cuomo is so pissed off at these people? Is because Cuomo is suing CNN.
Oh, is he? I did not know that.
Did you know that?
No.
See, he's suing them for like $19 million, and they're not paying out. The really good-looking blonde from Fox, Dana Perino. She was discussing this, and she said that on Cuomo's exit, he said something like, "You." What, Dana Perino? Dana Perino's hot as fuck. If you don't like her, it's so wrong.
No, my point was there's a lot of attractive blonde women at Fox. That's all I said. So that was not a good descriptor. No. That was it. There's a lot of attractive blonde women at Fox.
Yeah. But the thing is, he said something when he was on the way out. He said something along the lines of, "You haven't heard the last of me." So when this shit came out,
it's like a Disney villain. You haven't heard the last.
Yes, that was literally her lines. That sounds like something a villain would say. So when she heard that someone was being tanked and Cuomo was involved, she immediately went like, "Uh-oh, I know this is why." So it seems like he looks like he's an vengeful person, like saying, "If you do not pay me, I will take every one of you fuckers out of CNN." That's one theory.
I would.
The other theory.
That's plausible. The other theory.
Yeah. But the other theory that I've also heard, is there's 3 companies involved in this. There's Warner Media, there's Discovery, and there's AT&T.
Right.
Now, Jason Killer, I think, is the head of Warner, and John Stankey is the head of AT&T. And there was a merger to happen with Warner Media and Discovery. That was worth about $42 billion or $43 billion to John and Jason. So they said, "Look, this scandal is going to tank the merger, so get him the fuck out of there."
Mm-hmm.
The reason is because the ratings are so fucking bad post-Trump, is they want to get rid of these people and do a staff cleanup to rewire CNN to be more of a competitive news outlet, because post-Trump doesn't work anymore.
No,
so
you can't just screw
why
up
a lot of them are.
I mean, that's all.
Yeah, exactly.
Their numbers are down 90%, weren't they? Am I recalling this statistic correct?
Yeah, in the 75, I think overall, 90% in the primetime slots.
Yep, 90% in prime. You're right.
Yeah. So I think the reason for a lot of the shakeups now is just to clear them out and to do a new business model, because what they're doing now isn't working. And even the interim president who's running it in Zucker's absence, people said that he was working with I think he went to college with Jeff. I could be wrong, but they've been working. They used to work together at NBC, like fucking decades ago. So they know each other quite well. So he was called the offer something along the of Zucker Jr.
Mm-hmm.
So I imagine if he's going to be the interim one running the show for a while, they're just going to toe the line. And I said this before in my video, that I can't imagine that if you were going to rebrand, you're going to come up with a headline like Rogan's use of the N-word is like a January 6th moment. That's like an absurdly fucking retarded headline.
Thank you for the segue.
Yeah.
Wow, look at that. That was what you call a authentic and organic segue. Thank you, Spoon. That's very nice. Let's talk about, speaking of Fox News, and speaking of Joe Rogan, and speaking of all of this.
Rogan.
Because they keep... I don't know why they're doing this. We didn't get into it last week. We weren't able to because of the streaming issues, but... CNN changes headline comparing Joe Rogan's use of N-word to January 6th.
Yeah.
Your craptastic headline of the month, Joe Concha said of the original headline. Now, the really funny thing is, if I pull this up, it might still be there. No, it's another... Oh, Fox, fuck you. Sometimes. Can you actually link to the CNN article? I didn't bring it up. I have this Fox article because, of course, it's been changed, so there's no freaking point, but we can see it down here.
The original one?
Well, I have the pictures are down here in the article. But the thing that's funny about it, of course, is that, as I pointed out to you when this first happened, the URL still has January 6th in it. Because they can't.
Yeah, there you go.
They can't change the URL. I don't have it up, but I mean, if you guys can find it, like it'll be the same thing. It doesn't really matter. It's just because you can't erase that.
Link it in chat.
See, oh yeah, send it to me if you got it.
Yeah, it's in Discord.
Thank you. All right.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you. I love the stupidity of these people.
I do too. It is endlessly amusing, isn't it? So
if you just read it, it's just like, what the fuck? Why would you write this?
Oh, did they
dumb
change it?
son of a bitch.
Oh, maybe the URL is changed. Because I thought before it said January 6th in here. How could they have changed the URL then? But for a minute, guys, I remember seeing this the other day. It still said Jan 6th in here. It still said Jan 6th in the headline. So or in the URL. Maybe I don't know how you change that. I don't know how you change that. Why is it funny to me, Chase? It's funny to me because you can't erase history, even though they desperately want to. And there's, a thing called the primacy effect and the recency effect. I've spoken about them before. And when we look at news media and how that affects human psychology, it's pretty clear in the data. There's very little evidence for the recency effect. The recency effect is that people proposes, as a hypothesis, is that people will remember things that they saw most recently, and that will be most salient in their minds. The primacy effect suggests, which has more empirical data to support it, that people will remember the thing that they saw first. So it doesn't really matter. And in fact, I did a whole video on this a while back, and I can't recall which video it is now off the top of my head, but it's within the last year.
The irony.
I know, right? How interesting. But it was within the last year where some of the studies I looked at there, they actually tested it, and they found that, like, when they did a retraction, they showed people a retraction, they didn't remember it at all. They remembered the first thing they saw. They remembered the first headline. They didn't remember the second headline. So people are going to remember your Joe Rogan saying the N-word is another January... Yeah, Joe Rogan's use of the N-word is another January 6th moment. Bruh. What are you
By the
doing?
way, what was I going to say again? Chase is right, by the way. Everything is funny to you.
Yeah, I do laugh at everything. I'm sorry. It's probably a coping mechanism or something. Oh, I just did it. God damn it. Oh, fuck. Well, I'm having a good time. This is fun, so I'm having fun. So yeah, I'm laughing.
By the way, if you read this article, you will get the impression that, and I wrote this, you get the impression that CNN, like all of their writers are a bunch of drug addicts. Because the way they write, you get the sense that they're in this like darkened room, just going like, "Oh my god, if we can only get rid of Joe Rogan, people will start listening to us again." Ah!
Yeah,
like,
we
that's
didn't
what
prove
I
our
picture in my head.
90% loss in key demo.
Yes.
Yeah.
They just make it sound like if Joe Rogan is off, they're gonna start watching CNN set. First of all, if you get Rogan off of Spotify, he'll have a new platform tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly. It's funny.
Rumble will host him.
To bring this a little, well, yeah, they offered him $100 million or something. But to bring
there you go.
To bring this full circle, I am imagining the CNN writer. What's this? Who I don't remember who wrote the dumb thing.
It's like Blake something, isn't it?
Oh yeah, Blake something or other.
Jonathan Blake, there you go.
Okay, Jonathan Blake is fucking Smeagol, sitting in his little, my precious Rogan, or Gollum, either one, just sitting in his little dank, dark CNN hole, writing this dumb shit, because he's fucking obsessed and focused on Joe Rogan, my precious. See, it all comes full circle. It's like pottery, it rhymes.
It's definitely gonna fail though.
No shit! This is so incredibly pathetic.
It's cope, yeah.
I mean, like, yeah. So you're right. So the misinformation thing did not work. So now we have to do this N-word thing.
Someone wrote how rude drug addicts write better. No, they don't. Drug addicts look like pens and think they're needles and then spaz out.
What? At least drug addicts sometimes write at least interesting stuff. No, this is cope and seethe and dilate and sitting in your dank little dark CNN hole and writing bullshit. But what Rogan and those that defend him have done since video clips of him using the N-word have surfaced on social media. Who did that, by the way? Do you think someone paid for that?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, of course they did. They've probably been sitting on that for a while.
They might have been. Yeah, they're waiting for Rogan to go too far, and then they're gonna drop the N-bomb tape.
I didn't think it was that. I think it was more the case of they wanted to see what other little things work, and that's like their Hail Mary nuclear red button moment.
By the way, guys, if Rogan doesn't get canceled, which it doesn't appear that he is, just anticipate the in quotes tranny tape that will come out, or video that will be every single time that he said anything vaguely transphobic. That will be the next one, and it will just have happened organically because people were looking for it, right? It won't be because they're trying to destroy this man because he threatens their media oligarchy. Obviously not. Won't be planned at all.
I also think that's also a problem, is that they're doing it so much and it's becoming more and more transparent, and people are just getting sick of it.
But yeah, but it's cognitive
miserliness. It's so obvious.
It's cognitive miserliness, as I always tell you, my dude, is that cognitive miserliness. Sorry, I've still got this remaining lingering cold. But cognitive.
Drink enough.
Huh?
You don't drink enough.
Trust me, I'm fine on that. I've still got this lingering cold. So anyway, cognitive
more about
miserliness is this reality within human psychology that people don't like to think about stuff because using your brain uses up so much energy. So we're evolutionarily designed to not want to think, honestly, to conserve energy. Now people could probably do that a little bit more. We're not living in the Serengeti, you know what I mean? Like, we're in the modern world. There's no reason you shouldn't be using your brain, and trust me, you got plenty of energy and calories in the West, okay? You're filled up.
I was about to say, is that why so many fat people are so stupid?
Maybe.
Just don't think. I am not, so that means I must think a lot. That's how that works.
Yeah, but you're also weirdly into muscular guys and working out stuff, so in my opinion, it's
well, what's wrong with working out? I'm terribly sorry, I like to do pull-ups.
Just send me all these pictures of bodybuilders, and you're like, Aiden, look at this.
Dude, Chris Bumstead's physique is the shit, and anyone who disagrees, you're an idiot. Props to the man, props to the Canadian boy, and also by an extent to the truckers.
Yeah, good. Also, hey Ken, how's it going? Nice to see you in the chat. Thanks for showing up, man.
I'll bully anyone who gives Chris shit, by the way. Chris, good people.
No, I lost my train of thought. Thanks. I mean, I am a thought, so that's fine.
You were saying Rogan, the recency bias.
Oh, yeah. Well, I was talking about that, but I think that. Did I think they're gonna do the trans thing on him next?
No, nah.
It's not gonna work though. People are done with it. Like the reason why they're doing this is that they are hoping that people will just kind of see the chyron, that they'll see the headline, they'll get upset. And it doesn't matter what it is, they'll find their pet issue and they'll be like, well, I hate that Joe Rogan now. I'm not going to look into it because I don't have the time or cognitive energy to look into it or pay attention to it. That's how the entirety of the media works, by the way. That's the entire media apparatus. Is I'm hoping you'll look at a chyron and get mad or form an opinion and not think. Because I know you're not going to think, because you don't have the energy. You have to expend your energy on other things, on taking care of your family, on dealing with personal stuff, on going to work, on having fun, and not on this crap. They do this intentionally, and it is insidious. In my opinion.
But I think the outrage machine is starting to wane. It's either that, or the outrage machine does not have the teeth to fight off the Leviathan that is Rogan. I think that's actually the
he might be too big to fail.
thing.
He might be too big.
Yeah, he's probably just thinking, oh my god, I'm actually just so glad that Rogan is so passive, and that he's just nice about it, and he's not like swinging his dick around, beating everyone with it, because he can. He absolutely could.
Yeah, he could.
Yeah, and he's just a good candidate for a king, by the way.
Rogan,
King Rogan
is gonna do a bunch of DMT.
You don't want that in a king?
I mean, I don't know, it might be interesting, right? Interesting experiment.
At least by king to be fun.
It would be fun. Blake also cited the Rwandan genocide, which resulted in 800,000 people of mostly Tutsi minority being brutally killed. Quote, what triggered the violence was in part the messages that came from people in positions of power in Rwanda. Many, like Rogan, had a public megaphone and audience, the CNN piece said. Genocide is the worst case scenario. My dude basically just said that Joe Rogan was gonna cause another Rwandan genocide. Okay?
Yeah, I'm not quite seeing that actually.
He said it. He's going to do something that would be akin to it. You don't think that's what he meant there? Why would he mention the Rwandan genocide in this piece about Joe Rogan then?
These people are retards.
Well, yeah, no shit. Also, he doesn't understand that the problems between the Hutus and the Tutsis was ethnic. And long term, and not like it just popped up one day out of nowhere. Yeah. I mean, this is politically illiterate, honestly. The
of course it is.
From what was this guy's Blake? Yeah, this is politically illiterate. You probably should not be writing as a political journalist if you don't understand.
I like the way.
Why would you say something like this, dude? Why?
Some DMT taking, weed smoking comedian martial artist said the N-word several years ago. No one said shit until now, and now you're bringing genocide. Like, do you realize that this is why your network is fucking failing? Because you're fucking retards, and like you write like psychopaths. That's like desperate. They just smacks of desperation, and it's obvious, even to your fucking lemming base.
I mean, I'd like to smack someone, Blake, in Minecraft, because this is just dumb. This is so dumb. Yeah, the people on Twitter obviously caught it and were like, "This is idiotic." Oh,
by the way,
we already covered Rogan's apology, didn't we? And how it was just awful.
Yeah, so. No, he shouldn't have done anything. But I think he's also big enough to where the kneeling didn't really seem to have much of an effect. His kneeling seemed to be like that fucking moment in 300, where he just screams "Stadius" and then just grabs the spear and just fucking Xerxes him in the face with the fucking spear. It looks like one of those moments.
Yeah.
Because right now this isn't gonna work. By the way, this article is ridiculous. What I wrote is better than this.
Yeah, well, it's not hard.
Yeah.
I mean, it really is not hard. Let's see.
Also makes more sense.
Now, in my show map, we have a couple of topics we could talk about. But we've been going for 2.5 hours. No, an hour and a half. So we're pretty... Actually, we're on time. We're on point. I have some things I want to talk about, but I don't know which ones.
Which is?
So we could ask the chat, I guess, if they want. But I have some things about... We have some things about COVID. I have some things about the election. Well, should we talk about the Durham probe, though? Because that might be the place to go with it, because it's pretty fucking interesting. And also that BLM activist who is a right-wing shooter, according to the Las Vegas Sun.
Yeah, because some black conservative right wing is gonna go shoot Democrats. Like, are you fucking like? Do you realize how fucking absurdly just ridiculous that sounds?
And the doxer, the trucker
Jesus
doxer.
fucking Christ! Scream hope.
Oh my god, it's insane. What would you like to do, Spoon?
Someone said, "Rule me, Daddy Rogan." Spoon, probably.
Soon, probably.
I don't advocate for the king raping me, for God's sakes.
Well,
it's like a king. If you could just
what if it's Joe Rogan?
No, I will say, King Rogan, thank you for protecting the land. Here, have some DMT. That's about it. I'll give you an offering of drugs. I will pay homage to my king. That's about it. But we're far right liberals, or at least I am. I don't know about Aiden.
Yeah, I think. Well, I don't know if I call myself far right. I'm just a libertarian.
No, but I think
I'm a conservative libertarian who.
No, but I think it's interesting the way that phrase gets used, because I'm of the opinion that the political compass is bullshit.
Yeah,
like
it's
the normal one that
it's
gets
not very
used.
accurate.
Yeah, because you look at the middle and then it's just slightly left. It's like conservative, libertarian, anarchy, and then got fascist. Like what the fuck? How did we go from like less government to completely government overhaul? Like what the fuck? No,
I don't know. I mean,
this is dumb.
No. Some kind of political fucking nightmare humanoid or chimera. No, not chimera. What's yeah? I guess it's a chimera because I have.
You know how stupid that sounds.
To say political chimera.
No. The idea of just like going further right and then suddenly you're in fascist
suddenly you become a fascist. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like you approach like anarchy and then all of a sudden you're like swinging wildly to the extremes of the other side. Like no, that's just fucking dumb.
The political compass is baby's fucking first introduction to politics, and it's okay. We all have to go through that. We all have to go through it. I've been through it.
Yeah,
you've been through it. That's why.
Works. That's why Lenin in his book he describes himself as a far right liberal.
Yeah, and I would agree.
Yes.
Of all the politics I've read, it would be hard for me to find someone I agree with more than Kunal Lenin on most issues.
Yes.
On the issues that he presents of broad spectrum politics. Of course.
Yeah.
He's been dead for a while, so he doesn't have anything to say about current stuff.
Yeah.
But
I do agree. But the thing is, when you and I did the compass test, we both scored pretty far to the right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like we're like far away from the center. Like fuck that.
Yeah, I think I was further right than you, actually. Weirdly.
Yeah, that pissed me off. I'm like, what the fuck? How's this bitch further right than I am? That is ridiculous. I demand to be further right. No, I'm gonna go as far right as it could possibly go. I know people are gonna clip that out of context. And this that Spoon says he's far right. Like, yes, I like border anarchy. No.
Yeah, me too, though. That's why I said I call myself a political chimera.
Yes.
Because it's like, yeah, there's elements of monarchy I think are, well, obviously a lot that I think are correct, but I also think there's elements of anarchy that are correct, and elements of agorism that I think are correct. So, to call myself a political chimera is that I think there's important. It's important it's important to listen, right? It's important to try and understand various types of political thought and not just get yourself. That goes for us. If you're sitting here listening to this stream or listening to anybody, don't allow yourself to fall down into a spiral where you're only listening to one thing ever. You should still. Now, you had an interesting point about this, Spoon, about why it was silly or stupid to even read left-wing stuff. I mean, we have a reason for doing it, to show people how dumb it is. But
yeah,
do you think there's... You had a... Did you do a video about that the other day, I think?
I'm gonna do one tomorrow. I did an article about it, but I'm gonna do.
You did.
I'm gonna read the article. Yeah.
You read the
but
article.
I essentially made the case. I'm gonna do a video where I use it as an example. I use the Robert Reich article, which is literally like proves my point to a fucking T. It's ironically the guy is called fucking Reich, and he's advocating for big government intervention in every fucking way. Like
such a dip.
Yeah, and he's a fucking college professor as well.
I know.
Like, you're in your 70s and you're still this fucking stupid. Like, some fucking pleb like me can just shred you to pieces. You write like a fucking Neanderthal.
Again, it's the problem. You get involved into your political niche and just like, I gotta tell everybody what to think. Stop. Get some help, okay?
I mean, we kind of do that as well in our own way, but mine was just like, this is really good. I don't think the echo chamber analogy is very apt, because it implies that your side, the other side, has something to offer, and I don't think that's the case. I don't think the left has anything to offer.
Yeah, not always. That's also a possibility.
I will quote Mr. Kennedy again. In a democracy, the majority can suppress the minority, and sometimes all the fools are on one side. Like, fuck yes, that is very true. Because in our current timeline, all the fucking fools are on the one side, and it's them. Yeah. Our side is right about literally everything. I cannot think a single fucking thing that the left is right on anything.
The right is correct about more things, only because the left is consistently incorrect. But that makes it sound extremely biased and extremely partisan. But it's just that the left keeps fucking lying. And you know what? I found our segue in thinking about that, let's read that Salon article.
Oh God, no.
Yes, no, Spoon, I want you to read it because I want to see.
No, I already did a 17-minute video where I just tortured this bitch for her stupid
Spoon,
take.
I want you have to do it. Okay, so let's talk about the Durham probe. Lads and ladies, we're gonna talk about the Durham probe if you're not aware of what happened. So let me set it up. I want you to read the Salon article because I want to torture you, but
Why do you hate me?
no, it's just fun. It's just fun. So
that's why you just didn't torture me for your own amusement.
Also, I'm going to take a break. I've been talking for too long. I gotta take a break. I'm still recovering from this ding-dong cold. Remember when people used to get colds? So, tech exec used access to White House computers to look for dirt on Trump, says special counsel. This has been confirmed, by the way. Durham probe.
Yeah.
This is real. We're gonna talk about the silence in just a second here. A tech executive exploited his access to computer data at the White House to find, quote, derogatory information, end quote, about President Donald Trump, a special counsel appointed during the Trump administration said in a court filing Friday. John Durham, appointed by then Attorney General William Barr in 2020 to probe the origins of the FBI investigation of Russian election interference, said Tech Executive 1, not named in the filing, but first identified by the New York Times as Rodney Jaffe, used his access to domain name systems, or DNS data, to compile information about which computers and servers the White House servers were... This shit doesn't matter. Like, this fucking tech gobbledygook. What fucking matters is the Dems were actually spying on Donald Trump.
Yeah, of course.
Mm-hmm.
But we all...
That's the TLDR. We're gonna keep reading it, but whatever. That's the TLDR. There's no reason to go into this.
No.
Well, maybe we should, for transparency. But, do you want to go into it more for transparency's sake, or to give the TLDR? I don't know.
What for how they doing the...
That Hillary Clinton's
spying?
campaign was spying on Trump.
Oh yeah, well we already knew that.
Well, no, we didn't. Not definitively like this. The attorney said that Sussman never billed the Clinton campaign for the February meeting with the CIA, nor could he have, because the campaign had effectively ceased to exist. How convenient. This is NBC, by the way. So, like, they're gonna give you the most left-leaning, well, one of the most left-leaning, it's not, I don't know, who's more left than NBC? A lot of people, but it's not, they are partisans. But even they have to report on it, and something interesting that we'll have to point out here is that no one wants to talk about this, interestingly enough, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
NBC is covering it very, very broadly. I'm not going to look at this article anymore because it's not helpful. I will look at the Fox article. Fox, of course, is a partisan source as well. But Durham probe media suddenly develops laryngitis after years of pushing Trump-Russia collusion, critics say.
I wonder why.
I don't know. It's a mystery, dude.
Hmm.
The traditional
Could it be
media...
because their side looks bad?
Oh yeah, that might be why. Maybe.
Maybe.
Possible. The traditional media is more interested in whisper campaigns and rumors than filings from U.S. attorneys. Former chairman of the House Oversight and Government Reform Committee and Fox News contributor Jason Chaffetz told Fox News Digital, if they got it wrong, and they did, then cover the truth with the same vigor. Chaffetz continued, it seems some media outlets were so interested in perpetuating a lie, they can't now say that they were wrong. Again, the TLDR in this is that Hillary Clinton was spying on Donald Trump. And spying extensively on Donald Trump. Whereas I believe...
For years.
Yeah, for years. Whereas I believe comparatively, were we to look to the Watergate scandal, it was one wiretap, I think. I could be wrong, but I think it was like 1 or 2 wiretaps. There's almost nothing about this was a massive, huge scale probe.
Yeah.
Here we go.
The president resigned over it.
Right. A court filing made late Friday by Durham, who was appointed during the Trump administration to investigate the origins of the Russia probe, revealed that a tech firm mined internet data from Trump Tower during the 2016 election and later the White House in order to, quote, establish an interference and a narrative tying then candidate Trump to Russia. And that, Quote, in doing so, tech executive one indicated that he was seeking to please certain VIPs, referring to individuals at law firm one and the Clinton campaign.
Yes.
Remember when Trump was talking about how they were spying on him and they all denied it and lied and said, no, we never did that. We never, ever did that. What are you talking about? Yeah, you did. Yes, you did. Okay? Clearly. We'll get into Chris Dreyer that they don't consider it spying. In fact, did you happen to see that the official that James Comey does not consider this spying?
Of course he doesn't.
Did you see this? I didn't even have it up. I didn't even have it up. But I didn't know about it. So this is so funny. Comey.
So trying to get people. So trying to get information from people by using an outside apparatus without their knowledge. What do you call that?
Oh, the internet does not want people to see this right now. I gotta go to DuckDuckGo. This just happened today, but like, you know how the fuck this shit works.
I don't even use Google anymore. Like I use DuckDuckGo almost exclusively.
Yep, here you go. It's another Fox News article. We will bring it up, which is frustrating. It's just fucking. Just because I haven't.
Google is for leftist homosexuals.
Let's bring this up. All right. So yeah, Jim Jordan on Comey's claims. This is gonna play something annoying, isn't it? Okay, thank God. So I had everything up beforehand, so it wouldn't do annoying things to me. FBI did not spy. If that's not spying, I don't know what is. Yeah. James Comey said that wiretapping, or like, well, wiretapping, it's an old school term, that monitoring Trump's internet behavior was not spying.
Okay.
Leading Republican is disputing former FBI James Comey's claim that FBI did not spy on President Trump's 2016 campaign and that he had no idea why Attorney General William Barr used that language to describe his investigation. This is unbelievable.
A lot of cope in this, isn't it?
I mean, your lies are completely made bare. You are naked. What?
Yeah, it's pretty fucking bad.
Yeah. The FBI doesn't spy. You
gotta be fucking kidding me.
Where is this from? I see this in the headline. Where is this from? The Washington Examiner. The FBI doesn't spy. The FBI investigates. Hang on. Oh, why is this not bringing up? It's a little weird.
Federal Bureau of Investigation. I was fucking pissed. I made that joke, and then the next day, fucking, it was in Mark Dice's video. That's fucking. I know, it's purely coincidence. But I'm like, that's just sus like shit to me.
There it is. Oh, is it in this video? Actually, here we go.
The Attorney General says he believes spying.
I will. Hang on. I'll play it for us together so we can put it over in the watch together over here. Let's just do that.
What, the Mark Dice video?
No, the FBI doesn't spy thingy. Oh, that's not right yet.
Oh,
we'll get there in a moment. We'll get there in a moment.
FBI doesn't spy. You gotta be fucking.
I mean, what is this? Like, what kind of fool does he take us for? The American people by that, which is really insulting. You should be insulted. Okay, let's put this back up. And
Jesus Christ, fucking evil Biden.
I know. Let's see. Here's Comey. The FBI doesn't spy. Let's see.
The general says he believes spying occurred in looking after the president's then campaign. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I have no idea what he's talking about.
I'm sure you don't.
The FBI doesn't
spy.
The FBI investigates. We investigated a very serious allegation that Americans might be hooked up with the Russian effort to attack our democracy. True. The Republicans need to breathe into a paper bag. If we had confronted the same fact.
If you had done this to a Democrat, they would be screaming bloody murder.
Yeah, they would.
With a different.
And I'm sorry to keep doing that. Like, could you imagine if the left did it? Could you imagine if, or could you imagine if the Republicans did it? Come on, for real. Could you imagine? I hate that that's a trope. It's a trope because
actually, I don't think they would. I think they'd be cheering.
If Republicans wiretapped Democrats.
Yes.
And try to destroy them over claims of ties to China, for example, you think they'd be happy about that?
Yes.
Why?
Because for once they wouldn't have to fucking lie.
You know what?
Yeah, that's why.
You're right. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely
I remember Roger Scruton spoke about this when he said, like, if you look at the left's kind of fixation on an evil villain in their narrative, it didn't make any sense up until Thatcher got into power. And I remember reading his book, How to Be a Conservative, and the line was like, "Oh, good, a conservative! Finally, someone to hate."
Well,
like that's their mentality.
I know. Well, we were talking about this earlier today, where the left's politics seems to be driven, and I said to you before
By vengeance.
No, I mean partially, but not entirely. Is that let's do the full circle again, because we came back to Lord of the Rings on this topic, right? Is that
that's kind of what I meant.
Yeah, well, I proposed to you that I think that part of the problem with the left is that they have dominated the media landscape for so long that they've created this gestalt wherein people, they just see themselves and their political aisle, of course, as the good guys. I'm Captain America. They don't think too much. They don't think too much about anything outside of that. It's very simple heuristic processing. Me good, Republican bad, Republican very bad, and I'm not saying it's because they're stupid. Actually, it's because it's an emotional argument where they can just automatically automatically come back to that kind of safe space of like, I am good. The things that I'm doing are good things because I'm a good person, so I can feel happy about myself and I can see myself as the hero of the story. Conservatives bad. I'm not saying that there aren't, by the way, Republicans who and conservatives who act that way, because there are some of them who are like, everybody on the left's goddamn evil. Sure, they exist, but we have to look at
I'm one of them. Hi.
I know, but we have to look at the proportionality of those, and I think that right now, and this does not mean it can't change, because I think it has been different in the past, but right now it seems that the vast majority of people have been kind of inculcated, on the left, have been inculcated into, and by left I mean broadly left, it's like regular mainstream Democrats. The people on the real far left, I think, maybe know a little bit more what's up, sort of.
By the way, what do you call someone who can't think and just runs purely on emotion?
An NPC?
I was going to say a female, but that works too.
Well, yeah. Well, it is kind of NPC sort of stuff, though. It is, like, in terms of, you know, I just know that the right is bad because that's what the idiot box told me. And I'm not trying to say these people are stupid, because they're not necessarily stupid. They're just going off of heuristic processing, right?
Pretty much.
Does that make sense? I guess. Anyway, let's get back to this. This is, no one will hear about this, like, and that won't pay any attention to this at all. But of course, see, it's fine. This is something that you do notice a lot with the left, is that, well, it was fine for me to do this. It was fine for me to engage. It's not spying. It's not spying. It was necessary for the good of democracy.
I'm amazed how they don't fall over their own faces just trying to keep up with their own fucking language.
This is stochastic terrorism, by the way. Real stochastic terrorism. There's an entire way that they operate is stochastic terrorism.
It's just a random pop-up of, oh, look, Dana Perino. How about that?
But this is stochastic terrorism. That's what this whole operation was. It get people so mad that think that Trump is working with the Russians to subvert our democracy. Then you just admit, yeah, we just kind of fucked around. We lied to you about all of this. But we said that we had to do it.
For like 5 fucking years.
Stochastic terrorism.
Candidate, say a Democrat candidate, where one of their advisors was talking to a foreign adversary's representative about...
They were! Clinton did this, you fucking Nimrod.
About that adversary's interference in our election, they would be screaming for the FBI to investigate, and that's all we did.
So the debate is a semantic one. The FBI was
it's not
investigating.
Semantic. I mean, yes, it is semantic, but it's still, you have to bring it up.
It's semantic in this case, but it's not semantic overall in the grand scheme of things.
He's making a semantic argument, but it's not really. You spied on him. You're trying to cover your fucking ass, you scumbag. God damn. Oh, that fired me up, man. That actually did fire me up. I got a little mad.
Into the Trump campaign, but you're saying they had cause to, and you just wouldn't use the word spy.
Of course. And people just ought to look at the predication for the opening of that investigation. We should have been fired.
Oh, yeah, you mean the evidence that was completely fabricated by the Clinton campaign? You lying sexist shit.
If we didn't investigate this.
But you have tens of thousands of FBI agents on the front lines every day, doing work to protect America.
Are they?
Yeah, sure you do.
This country safe.
From what?
And when the Attorney General undermines the integrity.
From the Clintons, apparently.
Yeah, well, apparently, well, you know, but I digress. Oh, also, Amistar said, when I use the word democracy, I'm using it mockingly because of the way that the media uses it. Sorry, just to clarify.
By suggesting they're involved in spying against a president. What does that do to the reputation?
Yeah, it's deeply concerning because ordinary folks will accept what the president says, what the attorney general says, and that hurts our ability to be trusted as FBI agents.
You just admitted that you were spying on the president before and after his campaign. So, and then you're like, well, it hurts our credibility. Excuse me? Wait, Spoon, can you decode fucking whatever the fuck he just said into reality for me, please? Because I'm having an issue.
Yeah. I don't speak spastic.
I'm sorry. I'm actually confused. What is he?
Let's hear that again. Hold
yeah,
on.
replay it.
Ordinary folk
reputation.
Yeah, it's deeply concerning because ordinary folks will accept what the president says.
No, they won't. They'll actually be credible or critical of what the president says. They don't just take whatever the president says as like on face fucking value.
By president right now, doesn't he mean Biden, or when was this? Hang on, when was this? When did he say this shit? Because this has to be new. Because this whole like we didn't spy, we were just
this is unlisted. This is in 2019.
Oh, this is from 2019. So that okay, that's fine.
Yes, and people will not believe Trump at face value either.
Yeah.
Especially if they're on the left, so.
Okay, this was older. Right, I was gonna say. But, oh man,
The
that's
bullshit
so
stuff.
dumb. It's, well, you got caught. You were doing it. You were fucking doing it. And you lied. You lied bold-faced to the American people. You bold-faced lied.
Yeah.
Oh, what a fucking shit show.
What the attorney general says, and that hurts our ability to be trusted as FBI agents
Yeah, sure does,
in
doesn't it?
courtrooms and at doorways.
Maybe stop being assholes. Maybe stop
I
lying.
like the way the president says it, and people just go, oh, look, the president is telling the truth, and it's not like, yeah, you don't have a shady history of doing some weird shit either way. It's just President Trump said that you were just doing the shit now, and no one ever had any suspect kind of notions of the FBI before Trump came along. Like, yeah, fucking right.
No, never.
Get the fuck out, you lying son of a bitch.
Glowies.
So
We'll
it's
talk
a
about the
very
glowies
bad
after
thing.
this. Alright, speaking of glowies.
Oh, look, my mix is here.
Your what?
No, man.
You want to talk about the glowy thing with the Canadian protesters, because it's kind of insane.
The last time we saw any glowies was the fucking thing on the floor in the movie.
No, wait a minute. No, we can't move off the Durham probe. I'm gonna smoke a cigarette because I am an idiot, but also because I'm gonna take a little break to rest my voice for a second. I want you, my friend, to read the Salon article.
You cannot say I'm going to get a smoke break to rest my voice.
Yeah, whatever.
That makes no sense.
I know it doesn't make any sense. Just go with it. Go with it. I really, and you know this. I want you to read the Salon article because I want to see. The smoke come out of your ears.
You want me to read the shit and fucking rage.
Yeah, exactly. That's what really is happening. I'm not gonna. All right, I won't lie anymore.
You do realize that dangling a Salon article in front of me is like what liberals dangle the N-word in front of black people to get a reaction. Like that's what you're doing to me.
I know. I really want to see. I just want to hear you read the Salon. I know you've read it, but I really want you to read this fucking Salon article because it's just so amazing. I will keep up here on my side as I smoke my cigarette and mute myself. I would like you to read this amazing. So here's the thing, guys, is that they basically had to admit they basically had to admit, yeah, the Clinton campaign did spy on Donald Trump. Now, one sec. I do have one other thing to say real quick before we get to that, which is that there was some, we looked at it. Never mind, we're already through it. Which is that they were trying to kind of cover this up. Not many media outlets were reporting on it. They weren't reporting on it because it looks bad for the left. However, the geniuses at Salon decided, no, we are brave and we are strong and we will come out and explain what happened to try and put some context behind the fact that, oh yeah, remember how we said for years that Trump was lying about how he was being spied on by the Democrats and the Clinton campaign. Actually, yeah, we did do that. Here's why it's okay that not only did we do that, but that we lied to you about it. Now, Spoon, would you please do me the honors of taking away this Salon article?
God, I hate you. I hate you so very much.
Go ahead.
Also, I hate this bitch who wrote this because she's an idiot.
Yeah, no
and
shit.
She writes
but it's really funny.
Shit.
Here you go. Go ahead.
Trump's new spying... I will get you back for this, by the way. Trump's new spying Clinton conspiracy theory is a success as cowardly mainstream media confounded. That doesn't tell me it's not true, by the way. Okay. Headline writers won't call out Trump's lies about the Durham report, even as he's threatening Clinton's lies.
Sorry. I can't help myself. I'm already fucked up. Sorry. Continue. Fuck me. Sorry.
Yeah, the takeaway from this bullshit article is essentially we can't understand what the technical issues with the DNS and basically they can't understand the technological portion of the hacking or of the spying, so to speak. So therefore, they think it's not true. That is literally what they say in this fucking article. Not a joke. Anyway, I fucking sound like Biden there for a second.
Remember, the left are big brain and Republicans are stupid. Remember.
Yeah. There are only two genders, by the way. And if you disagree, if you don't agree with this, you're an idiot. Fucking Christ's sake. Fucking retards. Have you heard of the latest conspiracy theory? No, I've heard facts, though. Fueling the bizarre fantasy life of the right. You think that there's more than two genders. You're not allowed to talk about fantasy, you fucking dim-witted bellend. The liars of the right definitely think, oh god, it's so disingenuous, just consistently like dripping. Just give me the facts and shut the fuck up. You see, this is why I don't like reading this. Because you're pissing me off just before the fucking intro of this thing.
That's why I wanted you to, because it's really funny, because I like when you get mad. It's funny. But,
god, like, I hate people.
This is not a conspiracy theory. This is an official report. This is not conspiracy theories, friendo. These are court filings. I mean, like, you can say that they're silly and insane, but you have to ask the question, as we did last week, why would somebody destroy their career over this, I guess? I don't know. Maybe he did. Seems to be legitimate to me, though. So, go ahead. Sorry. See how much you can read without dying. You know, you made it through that one video without saying the N-word, so I was pretty proud of you for that.
Well, that's easy to do. I just have to stay quiet. This I have to read the shit. That's different. Ugh, God's sakes. The liars of the right, definitely think they've got a hot one with this Durham report, an official sounding document that's, oh my god, I hate this bitch. The Republican propagandists, well, have you believe proves, why is it in quotation marks, I'm this close to saying fucking Game Awards. Hillary Clinton was spying on Donald Trump. What, by the way? Listen, bitch. Don't give me a Salon article to read and tell me to fucking calm down. That's not gonna happen. You can have one or the other.
It's gonna be okay.
You can have me read this in rage, or shut the fuck up and don't give me this crap to read.
Shut up.
Strangled bitch. The report. Why is everything quotations? Like it's official. You fucking bitch.
Because they can't, because it's all speculation and made up. That's why it's in quotes. They can't say this shit really. They'll get sued.
The report, however, is actually just a court filing made by John Durham, a right-wing lawyer installed in the Department of Justice by Trump, and then Attorney General Bill Barr for the obvious purpose of generating conspiracy theories to feed into the right-wing propaganda. Well, yeah, that's totally the reason why they were doing that. You fucking. Fox News has been humping this report non-stop. Yeah, because none of you fucking retards will. Trump just used this as an excuse to once again threaten Hillary Clinton's life. Actually, no, that's not why. He said that this is something that is akin to treason, which it fucking is, and then this would afford the death penalty. I think many people would agree with that, by the way. And unfortunately, the mainstream media is just failing to push back by labeling this conspiracy theory for the bucket of nonsense that it is. And no, it's because it's true and they can't fucking touch it. That is why. Mainstream media is letting the right tendency to use confusing accusations and dense language to scare them. Yeah, as if you fucking retards didn't do that with the Russian thing at all. Off of direct and clear description of lies is lies. Certainly, there's woe in the future of anyone who actually tries to read the supposed evidence for Clinton's spy operation, aka the truth. The court filings is full of techno-algal-balgal. No, that's just because you're a retard who doesn't understand it. That would cause the eyes of even the most enthusiastic programmer to glaze over. No, an enthusiastic programmer would read this and know exactly what the fuck they're reading, actually. much less to the average journalist. I think it's interesting they call themselves journalists. You're a fucking hack of a bitch, by the way. The government's evidence at trial
you're
will
not
also
a journalist.
establish...
You're propagandist. Let's be real.
Yeah. That will also establish among the Internet Data Tech Executive 1 and its associates exploited was domain name DNS internet traffic pertaining to a particular healthcare provider, Trump Tower, Donald Trump's Central Park West apartment building, and the executive office of the President of the United States. Tech Executive 1 employer, Internet Company 1, had come to access and maintain dedicated servers for the EOP as part of a sensitive arrangement whereby it provided DNS resolution services to the EOP. Tech Executive 1 and his associates exploited this arrangement by mining the EOP's DNS traffic and other data for the purpose of gathering derogatory information on Trump. So basically, they hacked this this data pipeline.
They were spying on his. But it's not really spying. It's information gathering, right?
Yes.
According to James Comey.
So you basically tapped his internet traffic and then tried to intercept it and then use it as a means to push a political message that is in the pocket of the Russians. That's what you did. See, that's fucking easy to understand if you're not a retard. So if you feel baffled, I don't. Imagine how impossible it is that Donald Trump may inject bleach. What the... It's just so disingenuously stupid. Trump understood any of this language.
By the way, real quick, sorry, a quick aside on that. This Salon article, and I see that a lot, that Trump told people to inject bleach. He did not, by the way. I think he...
Even if he did, I don't think that his supporters wouldn't take it as a joke.
I mean, even if he did as a joke, well, I mean, that's not necessarily something he should say if he did say inject it, but I thought he was saying to use bleach to disinfect things, but I could be wrong and misremembering that, so I'm not exactly sure.
What he was referencing when that thing, it was it's this thing of where you shoot ultraviolet light. It was a procedure used in the 1950s before penicillin became the mainstay. So it's actually an old piece of medical technology that they were thinking of using. So there's actual merit to it. I remember, I think...
Penicillin's older than the 50s, but yeah. I mean, in terms of its initial discovery, yeah. But I don't know about this, so I'm woefully ignorant. Admission. Clearly, I don't know. But yeah, I don't think he told people to inject bleach. Let me look that up while you're saying this. While you're going through this, let me look it up.
Let me see this. It's ultraviolet treatment. I can't remember what it was used for. That ultraviolet light therapy. I don't know. It was ultraviolet irradiation of blood. That's what Trump was referencing. Ultraviolet blood irradiation, UBI. The irony. That's the thing that Trump mentioned, I think.
Oh, here we go. I'll pull this up real quick. Even PolitiFact.
Steroids, Chase, get the fuck out.
Even PolitiFact, real quick, just to bring this up on the drinking bleach thing, just to fact check. Did Trump tell people to even PolitiFact said it was wrong. Did Trump tell people to drink bleach to kill the coronavirus? Joe Biden on COVID-19, Donald Trump said that maybe if you drank bleach, you might be okay. PolitiFact's ruling, mostly false. Joe Biden has criticized President Donald Trump's handling of the whatever. And when it comes to COVID-19, after months of doing nothing other than predicting the virus would disappear, what's happening now? Or maybe that if you drink bleach, you might be okay. Trump has seemingly given up. Here are his full comments, Trump's. A question that probably some of you are thinking of if you're totally into that world, which I find very interesting. So supposedly we hit the body with a tremendous, whether it's ultraviolet or just powerful light, and I think you said it hasn't been checked, but you're going to test it. And I said, supposing you brought the light inside the body, I don't know what Trump's talking about here, honestly, which you can do either through the skin or in some other way, and I think you're going to test that too. Sounds interesting, right? He continued, and then I see disinfectant where it knocks it out in 1 minute. And there is a way we can do something like that by injection. Oh, he did say that. By injection inside or almost a cleaning because it gives you, because you see it gets in the lungs.
He means the injection of that thing.
Yeah, of something that would clean it, I guess. And this is, look, Trump can make really good speeches, but sometimes when he talks like this technical stuff, he would say dumb as fuck shit. It's poorly.
Everyone, this is like a medication experiment that's used like 60 years ago. So I can understand why even people who are speaking about it probably wouldn't know because it's really outdated.
And it's also extremely poorly worded. Let's just be real. Injection or almost a cleaning, because I don't think he said to inject bleach though here. Gets inside the lungs. There's a tremendous number of things to the lungs. It'd be interesting to check that. He didn't say to do it. He said to check that. So you're going to have to use medical doctors with. It sounds interesting to me, but we'll see. The whole concept of the light, the way it kills in 1 minute, that's pretty powerful. He's not talking about bleach here, though, is he?
Yeah, it's talking about UBI.
Ew. UBI. Oh, the UV, you mean?
Ultraviolet blood irradiation is the thing that it's called.
Not universal basic. Is it also acronymed to UBI? I guess it is.
Yeah.
What a coincidence. Sorry, continue.
Yeah, Jesus fucking Christ. I hate that you make me read this shit. Yeah, you evil wench. He certainly couldn't explain why he claims this is a scandal far greater than the scope of Watergate. Bitch, neither can you, by the way, but alright. Spoiler alert, it's definitely not. It definitely is, but you're not going to be honest.
Spoiler alert, it definitely is because you tapped him on, like, everything. And you didn't find anything either. Watergate did find something.
Yeah, let's see. Many gallant reporters, including John Skolnick of Salon, actually tried to figure out what the hell Durham is on about. Unsurprisingly, I like the fact that gallant reporters... How about you ask a technical expert and not a reporter, you fucking dumb bitch? Fucking hell. Unsurprisingly, the conclusion is that this is a big fat nothing burger. There you go. Yeah. We can't understand it, therefore it's nothing burger. That's what that says.
That appears to be what the Salon article is that I can't understand this, so it doesn't reel.
It's a lie. Yeah.
You idiot.
It doesn't reel. Yeah, that is about as sophisticated as I expected language to be. Another in a long line, I'm aware, by the way, that calling him a fucking retard isn't exactly very high-minded insults by either, but frankly, I don't think that they're worthy of an intellectually sophisticated insult. Another in a long line of empty right-wing conspiracy theories about the Clintons that dates all the way back to
It's not a conspiracy theory. It's been proven.
Yeah. Also, the Clintons have like 50 dead bodies behind their names. When it's like one or two, I can dismiss that. But when it's like 50, I'm like, yeah, that's a bit harder to polish off as just kind of.
You can't say things like that, Spoon, or else you'll commit suicide with a shotgun shell to the back of the skull.
I am not miserable. I'm not depressed. If something happens to me, it's because that demented bitch killed me. Fuck it, I don't care. Yet the mainstream media is once again letting right-wing The mainstream media is once again letting right-wing bullying scare them off of plainly labeling lines of conspiracy theorists for what they are. I like the way this is written as if only the right does this, as if the left never fucking does this ever. Like, are you fucking kidding me?
No,
Welcome to We Live in an Echo Chamber.
They're perfect angels. They're perfect angels who never do anything wrong.
You can't say that with a straight face, can you?
No, obviously not. But it's funny that that's how they portray themselves. We are perfect angels. Yeah. Our side has never done anything weird or sus. Ever.
Yeah. The headline for the New York Times debunking of the Durham conspiracy theory namely called it off track, even though plainly nonsense is a conclusion anyone actually reads the article, which will be a tiny percentage of people, yes, much like the people who will read your fucking shit, would reach. Worse is the Washington Post supposed fact check, which is headlined, "Here is why Trump once again is claiming spying by Democrats." I like the way that they always use the quotation marks. It's never just like, yeah, this is what actually happened.
Again, it's to avoid legal repercussion. Yes. That's why.
Without noting that it's a lie or falsehood. You just saying it's a lie doesn't make it any less true, by the way. The article debunks Trump. No, it doesn't. But again, few will actually read the whole article, especially since it's full of the same dense legalese and techno-babble.
Oh, no. Techno-babble and legalese. No one can understand that because everyone is an idiot. I mean, all of your readers probably are. That's what you're hoping for, at least. You're hoping all your readers are so fucking dumb that they wouldn't be able to actually go read this. It's really frustrating. But it shows you what they think of you. If you're on the left, just be aware, they think you're all idiots. Actively. They think you're too stupid to understand not just this, but everything. It goes into the COVID stuff. It's all over the place. They think you are too dumb to be able to understand the truth or anything. You had to be spoon-fed it through the media lens, right? Pun intended.
Yeah. Whereas CNN simply ran with special counsel Durham alleges Clinton campaign law used data to raise suspicions about Trump, replete with the one side says the other side says style reporting. Yes. Which is what you just do, which is just everything the other side says is wrong and we write about everything. without indicating that Trump's side is a bunch of loony liars as usual. Fucking partisans, holy shit.
What? Have you ever seen a more amazing sentence?
What, indicating that the other side is a loony
with the
liars?
one side says, the other side says, stop reporting. Without, by the way, indicating that the Trump side is evil, loony liars. Yeah. Oh, no, this, my side versus your side. By the way, your side are loony liars. Okay. That's amazing. By the way, I want to go back up here. What's your name? Amanda? Well, I want to applaud you, for being such a hack. Wow. That was actually a really impressive sentence to be that wrong and that hypocritical in one sentence. It's almost... It's hard to do that, I'd say. That's kind of... It's a little bit of an accomplishment. Good on you, Amanda. You did it. Sorry, continue.
This failure to call Trump's lies out for what they are is especially troubling in light of Trump exploiting this conspiracy theory to call once again for the death of Hillary Clinton. No, it's just because she committed treason. It's not because she's Hillary Clinton, you idiot. It will go merely over your head. It's the sort of thing that directly endangers people by putting a target on them, as Aaron Rupar of Public Notice wrote, and it isn't just conjecture. Trump supporters have repeatedly attempted to kill people they targeted with such rhetoric.
What?
From the El Paso shooting to the Capitol insurrection. Only one person died at the Capitol insurrection, by the way.
It was a Trump supporter. It was Ashley Babbitt.
Yeah. By the way, what happened to that Bernie supporter that was at the baseball game and tried to shoot people?
Oh, we'll have to memory hole that soon. No one should know about that one. That's
no, but I
naughty.
will.
Well, we're gonna talk about one more. I don't know how like we've got so much stuff in the docket, but I think I do want to talk about the BLM shooter. I think maybe after this, once we're done with the Durham probe, but. This is almost over. Let's try to end Spoon's suffering before he ends it himself.
In fact, there's already been one famous attempt on Clinton's life. Shame it wasn't successful.
Who was it?
By
what
Trump
was
supporter.
this?
I have no idea.
MAGA bomber Cesar Sayoc was radicalized by Trump and Fox News before. I've never even heard of this.
Yeah, it's probably
July
not true.
23rd, 2019. And Salon, a very reputable news outlet. So, X to doubt. I mean, I could be wrong, but never even heard of that. And I'm kind of a news junkie, so again, maybe it falls through my radar. Although the thing is that I read left-wing news all the time, so I don't know how it would have fallen through my radar. Continue. Sorry.
I like the way. Does it not make you think that perhaps these people were insane from the fucking get-go?
Yeah, obviously.
And then just Trump is like the little bit that drives him over the edge, and then Trump is like responsible for this massive radicalization process. And it's like, no, that's probably not the case. They were probably mentally ill but fucking four, and then just happened to be the case.
Well, that's with most of these people. They get radicalized. It's left or right. Let's be clear. People who are mentally ill can get radicalized by anything. Okay?
He was a gym bro. He was probably doing steroids. That's probably why.
Remember that guy? Like, there was a guy who shot up a school. What was his name? Oh, it's right there in the back of my head, but I can't recall it. Chad, if you know it. The guy who killed people because he wanted to become a Danny Phantom ghost. Like, that stuff happens, okay? He wanted to become a cartoon ghost to be with his waifu. Like, that shit happens. People are nuts, okay? Like, just saying that when you have a crazy person, they will do crazy things. Politics is not necessarily involved there all the time. It can be, but they can become radicalized by almost anything. If you can become radicalized by Danny Phantom, then you can be radicalized by anything.
Oh, it's just really shit. Oh, yeah.
Don't start that shit. That's social contagion. Don't you fucking do that.
Sorry.
No, I'm just
of
joking.
The Durham report, it's not obtuse by the way, it's a typical of right-wing conspiracy theories. Oh, Jesus Christ. As anyway, I hate the way they just talk like as if their side is completely pure and the other side is completely bad.
Yes, this is
by
not
just saying
good.
Words.
Well, I told you again, it's all emotion. It's all emotional. We're good. We're all
of course,
Captain America.
It's Salon and it's written by a woman.
Yeah, obviously. But this is not, again, not healthy. I see people on the right and the left do this, but right now the left seems to be totally invested. The mainstream, I mean, the mainstream leftists, probably not people who are far left, who are maybe thinking about this stuff, but this is like the kind of mainstream opinion of everyone who disagrees with me is literal Satan, and it makes me feel good because I know I'm fighting the devil. Well, that's great for political cohesion, isn't it? All right.
Well, to be fair, I also think that, but I can prove it just by letting them talk. Or just say, like, what do you think the function...
I don't think everyone left is evil, but okay.
No,
we
but
have Commie Mark in the chat, someone who I know is not evil, by the way. Hello, Commie Mark. Nice to see you.
But what I do as far as this, I would just say that just let them talk, and I'll just ask them, what do you think in your ideal world, supposedly, what is the function of the state? And then just let them talk, and you go, yeah, that definitely will not turn the place into kind of what Canada is going through right now with Mr. Dictator Trudeau, which definitely is not the bastard offspring of Castro. He totally fucking is, by the way. What was I going to say again? All right. The obtuse nature of the Durham report is typical of right-wing conspiracy theories, as anyone can attest who has tried to figure out what the hell Benghazi is about or what the QAnoners believe. That tells me you've never actually spoken to them.
You don't know what Benghazi is about?
Apparently these people don't.
Well, according to Hillary, you know.
Yeah,
we know what happened. Yeah. They came.
Yeah.
We came. We saw. They died.
We saw her. They died, yeah. And then she laughed.
And then
because
she laughed.
because she's a psychopath.
Do you ever feel like I mean, like, what is going on? Like, why are you allowed? I mean, I guess you can do whatever you want. I mean, it's your free speech. I know you probably don't want me to have free speech, but why are you a political writer for Salon if you don't know what Benghazi was about? Maybe you should, I don't know, not. Just saying.
Have you seen this woman's writing?
Oh, now I am. It's
Go watch my video on the feminist article that they write toward shreds.
On this woman specifically.
Yes. It was her article I did.
She seems to be a bit of a piece of work, I'll put it that way.
Yes, she's the one who did the article of progressives are more fun. Yeah, that was the reaction from anyone who has an ounce of fucking common sense. Yeah, progressives are more fun.
So fun
the people who want to
speech,
censor everyone, and you can't do any jokes. There's nothing edgy about you, and you are the people that everyone wants to be around. Like, yeah, okay.
Yeah,
by the way, this woman is 44 years old with no children.
Oh.
Can you maybe see why she's a miserable bitch?
Yeah. Well, she's externalizing her own internal misery on other people. I'm sorry for that. That makes me unhappy. That makes me sad. Lady, do something better. Like, fix yourself before you externalize this stuff, please. I'm serious. This is not healthy to get involved in. Like, it's funny she's claiming all this conspiracy QAnon stuff. It's like, lady, but you've fallen into your own weird, warped version of reality. I mean, which is why you're writing for fucking Salon. And by the way, the reason we're reading the Salon article, I was talking to Spain about this earlier. Salon is hilarious. Salon is so. I didn't even think
retarded.
That. It's a ridiculous publication.
Yeah, it is. The kid is overwhelmingly left-leaning. To the point where there's no connection to reality, like, at all.
Do I have my NewsGuard?
None.
Hey, NewsGuard, can you... Oh, right, NewsGuard wants me to pay them again. I forgot about that. I'll have to, like, do that so I can see what NewsGuard says about Salon, because I don't think it's good, but continue, please.
The only reason you're making me read this crap is because you think it's funny to hear me rage.
Oh, yeah, obviously.
Yeah, of course, and fuck's sake. These conspiracy theories are more elaborate than the family trees of Game of Thrones, full of contradictions and red herrings, and impossible for even the people who are making this crap up to follow along. No, that's just you. That's just you projecting because you're a retard. This is very much by design because it works so well.
The lady could be a movie theater. Interior crocodile alligator. She drives a Chevrolet movie theater, which is herself. You're completely projecting, my lady.
Yeah. This is very much by design because it works so well at gaming the flaws in the mainstream media. Yes, because apparently all of the right-wingers are stupid, so we need something really complex to convince them. I don't even know how that makes any sense, but okay. For one thing, the confounding... Because you said, like, the left or the right-wingers are all a bunch of bumpkins, and they're scared by brains. So in order for us to really galvanize around the message, they need to give us something really clever-sounding to make us... who hate smart things actually gravitate towards them.
Does this sound clever to you?
Like that's their argument on the right. Like
I know.
What you're saying doesn't even make any sense. You fucking.
Yeah. Anyone freaking right of Stalin is a troglodyte.
You see, even their own like narrative about the right doesn't even make any fucking sense. This is why I hate the left and I hate reading all their shit because it's just dumb. Like, you You've clearly never spoken to a conservative in your entire fucking life.
Well, we looked at some data on that. Was it the other week where it's like, when we saw the study that was like, you know, that left-leaning people just would be like, I'd never talk to, I'd never be friends with, I'd never date a conservative. It was something like 70 to 80% in that kind of range. I don't remember the exact statistic, but whereas the right's kind of like, yeah, I'll be friends with whoever, I'll date whomever, excuse me. They haven't, and so they've invented. Well, how, Spoon? Where can they? Where could they talk to us? We're all banned on Twitter. I mean, I'm not, but you are. You know, so many of us get banned from social media by their own demands.
I'm banned off every social media platform.
You're on YouTube.
No, my previous account got closed.
Oh, really? I didn't know that. I actually didn't know that.
Yeah, I had an account and it was just yeeted one fucking day. I had no idea what happened. I was watching.
You got banned from Discourse? You got banned from Twitter?
Yeah, banned from Facebook. So I've quite the reputation for being a sort of scoundrel. Yeah, I was watching a Hodge Twins videos and I'm like, what the fuck? Why can't I access my YouTube account? And then I went to the thing and I looked at my my email and it's like, oh, your account has been suspended. I'm like, what the fuck? What the hell did I do? I didn't do anything. Like I didn't make any videos at the time. Like it was just an account where I just subscribed to people. That was it.
Yeah.
I didn't do shit on the account.
Yeah.
And then I think like a day afterwards, V made a video where he said a bunch of people contacted him and just said that their YouTube accounts were deleted. They weren't content creators. They didn't post anything. They were just kicked off for no apparent reason whatsoever. And I messaged him because I have V on Skype and I said to him, I'm one of the people as well that just got my shit deleted. Just same thing as well, just randomly for no fucking reason. All of my subscribers, all of the people that I subscribe to, all of my favorite videos, everything that my playlist, all were just fucking gone in a day.
Yeah, Theo Fox. Spoon was banned from Discord.
Yeah.
For being involved in another Discord that got yeeted. And then yeah.
I think so. That was I don't actually know why. I said to them, because I actually made a video about it because I thought it was funny.
Yeah.
Because if you appeal the process, they say that either you or a server you were involved with was responsible for some nefarious actions. And I messaged him and I said to them, okay, will you at least tell me which server it was then so I know not to go there again?
Right.
And they just went, no. I went, what the fuck? So you're telling me I'm guilty of an offense without telling me the offense?
Yeah.
And now they're saying, go back into Discord and don't offend again. I'm like, what the fuck? How does this make any sense, you clueless pricks?
Were you banned on Gab? You're on Getter, obviously. If people want to follow Spoon, you can follow him on Getter. Actually, if you can send me the link to your Getter real quick, I'll post it in the chat.
I can say some racy shit on Getter.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, I do.
Anyway, though, let's finish this article and then let's talk about the BLM thing, because but it's serious here. This is a serious fucking issue. Like, and this Salon article just basically, and if you guys have been listening and kind of like zoning out because they're not saying anything, it's because they're not saying anything. They're absolutely not saying fucking shit in this article. They're just being like, well, they're not denying that Trump would. Well, I guess they kind of did, didn't they?
Right.
Did they ever actually full on deny that Trump was spied on?
No.
No, they just kind of throw in vagaries about it, right? How curious. How curious.
Say, like, if you just read this article, they say, oh, it's debunking it.
How's it debunking? You're
by
not.
Saying what?
You're not doing anything.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. This is what annoys me about any of these people, is they don't actually say why any of it is true. They just say these words and just assume that their assertion is enough to make it true. Like, that's not how the world works, you dumb bitch. You can't just say, Trump did not spy on, or Trump was not spied on at all.
But he was.
Okay. Yeah, but just saying that is enough not to make it not
But
true.
maybe he wasn't. Let's just lie and basically say he wasn't, because spying and Clinton conspiracy is a success. It's not a conspiracy theory.
Yeah, but that's how the left operates. The left operates on the idea that if you just say things, that that's how they define their reality.
That is true.
Likely from the press, anyway.
They do seem to think that and they're correct to a degree, that words have so much power that you can just say something And then people, unfortunately, will believe it. I mean, I've told the story.
Call me gobbledygook.
Yeah, call me gobbledygook. I've told the story many times about my friend who went from being like a normal person into being like a radical. I don't know how radical she was politically, but like normal person into plastering Hillary Clinton stickers all over her car. And why? Because she started reading Teen Vogue and was convinced it was the height of journalistic integrity. So that's, I don't know how, but here's the thing. That person was the valedictorian of my high school. Not a stupid person, right? Not a stupid person. No, hang on. Not a stupid person. Intelligent on paper. But, oh, don't be rude to my friend. But fell down, I don't know. They were sweet lies, I suppose. They were sweet lies. And it's better to read the sweet lies and believe them. Don't be mean to my friend, Spoon. I'm gonna get mad. Not really. But I've brought this up many times.
Are you really gonna be upset at me for having to go to Clinton supporter? Really?
No, but I've brought this up so many times in streams just because it's one of the most insane things I've ever heard in my life. That Teen Vogue was the most trustable news source that you can't read. I understand why people get mad at Fox, fine, but she wasn't even just like getting mad at Fox. No, not just don't read Fox. You can't read CNN because they're all right wing. She said CNN was right wing. You know what I mean?
CNN is right wing.
When people fall, it's funny that you get all these, so many things.
CNN is right wing.
You get people who write all these articles about the right wing rabbit hole that people fall down into. And does that exist? Let's be real. Yes. Okay. There is a right wing rabbit hole. But in terms of the proportion of
define what do they think is the end game of the right-wing rabbit hole?
The left?
Yes. What do they think is like the end game of the right-wing rabbit hole?
The people who've fallen down it think that we want to go kill all gays and brown people.
No, that's just me. Sorry.
Damn it. Right, thank you.
It's a joke.
Thank you. Great.
Sorry, it's very easy to have to make the joke.
He's joking.
Yeah.
He better be.
Sometimes. Kind of depends what side of the bed I'm waking up. Today I feel like a liberal, tomorrow like I want to go conquer.
I was trying to make this whole point about how we don't want to kill gays and black people and brown people because that's an absurdist, ridiculous, far left kind of portrayal of people who tend to lean to the right. But thank you for destroying my point. I appreciate it.
No, not every right person. Okay, first of all,
I'm joking.
We don't think
I'm joking.
I actually happen to think that Asians are better than white people.
I mean, they're more intelligent. But like by average, they have a higher IQ on average, yeah. And
yeah, sometimes I think like racist. I don't know why racist a lot. I'm like, I just think Jews and Asians kick the shit out of us on like a lot of metrics. Like I'm just like, this is the way it is.
Yeah, I don't know why that offends white people. Whatever, just
yeah.
Who cares?
Like I would just like say like if I was gonna like learn something from different cultures and I knew Asians were particularly good at it, I gotta find someone who's Asian and get them to teach me it. Because why? Because they're the best at this.
What?
Like if I don't.
I've said this a million
times. That's
controversial. I've said this a million times. Just to reiterate, don't let IQ get you twisted. Okay, IQ is an individual measure of potentiality. It is not a predeterminant, nor is it a prescriptive. Okay, if you get tested for your IQ and you have an IQ of 160. You could still be a bum and end up getting addicted to drugs and fucking up your life, okay? It's not a predeterminant of how your life's gonna go. You could also have an IQ of 80 and be, I don't know, amazing at some kind of skill. You're not gonna be a college professor, okay? But the person with 150 IQ isn't necessarily gonna be a college professor. It is not.
You could end up being Cardi B.
Right. Well, you could be extremely talented in something else, in a skill, a talent, something like that. That's the truth. So the IQ focus that the right gets into sometimes, which is the far right, I should say, is some drop that shit. Like that's silly as well. I don't agree with that. We should know the data. We should be aware of the data because data they're just numbers. They don't mean anything. They don't harm anybody by existing. Numbers just exist. Okay.
No, they don't. Math is racist, apparently.
I know. That's well, you know my infuriation
Yeah.
With
Not
that
why
whole
people
thing.
do that. We want to live in a scientifically advanced society, but also math is racist. Like, God, this is like, oh God,
Hey
these
man,
people are complete
I've told
dumbasses.
this stuff too. I went my entire life thinking that I was math retarded, and that I couldn't do basic mathematics. I didn't need to have I do have dyscalculia, but anyone who knows me and my channel knows that all I do is talk about math, and I really just had to find the right teacher who could work with me, and I didn't find it till grad school, okay? And like, I was 25 when I found a teacher who could explain statistics and mathematics to me in a way that made sense to my dyscalculic brain. These kind of things like IQ and stuff, you can't let them put a hard cap on your life. Your life is what you make of it. That's it. Sorry, I got a little bit philosophical there. Let's finish this dumb shit and then talk about the BLM shooter.
I do the BLM one because I don't want to read the shit.
Are you done? Are you?
Yes. Don't make me suffer through any more of this crap than I have to.
All right, Spoon's tapped out. Hey, if you don't get the idea, though, just to reiterate or kind of do the TLDR of this whole dumb thing, is that hey, I think we got a donation, by the way.
No.
But the TLDR of it is that, yeah, this is really, really dumb. They are desperate, essentially, to try and change around the narrative because they got caught doing it. They got caught spying on Trump. They don't know how to really reframe it other than being like, well, it's a conspiracy theory. It's all fake. Well, it's not fake, but lie about it. Okay, go ahead. That's it.
Was the BLM shooters getting bail from BLM?
Let's find that out. Thank you, Decrona. Let's look that up while we look at that. Did you get a donation?
I did, yes. By someone telling me that they're more evil than I am.
You're not that evil. You're not. How are you evil?
You really want me to answer that?
No.
Have you seen my manifesto?
No.
Okay, we should read it sometime.
I have not seen your. I didn't know you had a manifesto. That's never
Yeah,
like
that's why.
It's always a scary thing to say to somebody. By the way, have you read my manifesto? Now I'm spooked. Okay.
Don't worry, it's not like that
Wait.
fucking black guy at the college professor dude.
Okay. So
I don't say the N-word nearly as much.
I know you don't. All right, let's look at the. So this is what happens.
I should really try and read that on the stream sometime.
Okay. So
I don't think I can make up one page, by the way.
Here's what happened. So, eek. Oh, gotta do this thingy. Yeah, once. There you go. Fine. And thank you. I don't care. Escalating hateful rhetoric leads nation down dark, chaotic path. A terrifying incident in Louisville, Kentucky this weekend revealed the dangers of the talk coming from the right about civil war and political violence. Early Monday, mayoral candidate Craig Greenberg and his staff were busy at work in Greenberg's campaign office when a man walked in and started firing a 9mm handgun in what police described as an attempted assassination. When we greeted him, he pulled out a gun aimed directly at me and began shooting. Greenberg, a Democrat, say it again, a Democrat, said during a media conference after he and his staff were evacuated from the office. Amazingly, no one was hurt, and that is good. A bullet went through Greenberg's sweater, but a staff member was able to slam an office door on the gunman and prevent any bloodshed. The alleged shooter, I know you have to say that for legal reasons, but come on, a 21-year-old political activist was arrested near the scene and later charged with attempted murder along with 4 counts of wanton endangerment. While it's been reported that the activist was involved in the Black Lives Matter and gun safety movements, and there has been no indication yet that he has any ties to right-wing organizations. There's been no indication yet that he has any ties to right-wing organizations. We're just going to assume he does anyway.
The caveat there. Yeah.
We're just going to assume he does anyway. This shooting comes amid a rise in threats against politicians, fueled by increasingly violent rhetoric coming from extremist Republicans.
You know, the fact that they want to shoot the Democrat, the instance like, oh, it's a black guy. No, we can totally label as a right winger just for that.
Nothing else in this article matters, by the way, because it's all they just complain about Trump for the rest of it. But like,
really?
Yeah, that's it. That's all they talk about the actual incident in this article. That's it.
Fucking hell.
Yep.
I'm not surprised, by the way.
That's the whole thing.
Political activists when it's ours, yeah.
Let's.
I like the way that like there's virtually no right wingers who go around doing anything. But the second something happens to a Democrat,
Thank you,
then it's like, oh look, it's right wingers. Do you guys remember who was the crazy people who tried to get Gretchen Whitmer fucking out?
Yeah, how interesting.
Yeah, and who was that? Was that a bunch of right wingers? No, it was fucking Antifa. You fucking bunch of.
Thank you, Dick Krona, by the way. There we go. Thank you. We'll get to that in just a
Must
second.
not say a gamer word. Must not say a gamer word.
Don't say any gamer words. No gamer words allowed. So.
Hey, Louis can say them. Fuck you.
Yeah, but not on my stream. Well, our stream, excuse me. This is the people stream. This is a communist people stream. What are you talking about? This is a co-op.
If you ever say that again, I will start saying gamer words just to fuck with you.
So let's find out.
I'm not going to say the N word, but I will say a certain 6-letter word beginning with F.
Let's find out some more about our potentially conservative. I saw that picture of Mitch McConnell and I almost vomited.
By the way, you know how this guy's not a conservative?
Because he's not. I don't know.
No, because he didn't hit the target.
Oh. That's rude.
That's, because conservatives actually go to the fucking range.
I mean, Rittenhouse, pretty good.
Yeah, case in point, there you go.
Bail posted for Quintez Brown, suspect in Craig Greenberg shooting case. Did this just cut off? I thought there was more shit in this. Oh, or did I have to go through a million ads? Oh, wow, this is great. This article apparently just disappeared.
Turkey gizzard.
That's really cool. That article basically just disappeared. That's all right. I got another one. What the hell is going on with the world? Here we go. It doesn't matter. This guy.
He's definitely left-leaning then.
We're gonna look at him. Here he is. Here he is.
He's Balaba BLM.
Here
so
is
definitely a fucking lefty.
Quintez Brown.
He even walks like a. Anyway.
Quintez Brown.
Oh wait, that's not him.
Here he is. He's up here on screen. If you can see here, we have our boy.
Wait, that's what?
This is him. Here's his Twitter description. We have one scientific and correct solution: Pan-Africanism, the total liberation and unification of Africa under scientific socialism.
Yeah, that's definitely a right winger.
This is a right wing guy.
Fuck out of here.
Here's his revolutionary love letter.
Scientific socialism. Get the fuck out.
Uh-huh. He's got one follower on this fucking Medium. But he's written articles about before, and I don't think I have it up actually, unfortunately, but I can find it real quick here. Which is either way, we're going to look at it. He has written several articles and even been interviewed on how he is in favor of banning firearms, which he describes specifically as assault weapons. But then he went and shot people up.
It's like a modern-ish
It's a little bit weird, just saying. I mean, it's just a little bit odd. It's a little bit off to me. But they, of course, again, Las Vegas Sun describes it as like, well, we don't really know yet, but he might have been influenced by the right wing. Does this guy seem particularly right wing to you?
Not really. Pan-African socialism doesn't exactly scream
I don't know what about Pan-African socialism screamed right wing to the Las Vegas Sun, but apparently it did. So, again, Decrona in the chat, thank you so much, did send me this that I did not know this. Thank you. They have raised $100,000 dues to
how much of that was stolen
to pay for his release. Let's watch the Twitter video here real quick. I don't know what this is.
Well, he shot Democrats, so is that really that bad?
I mean, it's a question.
Sorry.
He shot at Democrats. He didn't shoot at right wingers. He shot at Democrats. I'm just gonna quell your laughter for a moment. I'm just gonna play this. We can't do.
Well, I was just saying, he shot Democrats. Is it really that bad?
Yeah, it's that bad. Don't shoot people, my dude. That's not cool.
Stop.
God.
Sorry, it's an obvious joke to make.
I know. I'm just gonna play this real quick.
It's funny.
I know it is funny. It's just a joke. I'm gonna play this real quick. It's 45 seconds. I can't share it with you through Watch Together. I don't think. Maybe I can, but I'm just gonna play it real quick. What does this say?
Yeah, go on.
I know what this is.
Once this is posted, HRP, no contact with employees and campaign staff.
Oh, it's a white lady petitioning for him, obviously.
Ah, yes, white woman.
Okay, any violations of those, along with not making a future court dates, could cause.
Yeah, that's all this video is. It's a white woman with I'm sorry, her name is escaping me. I know it's Angela, but her full name is escaping me. Oh, she's a Black Panther, wasn't she? Crap. I know you don't know, but anyway, so Run with Craig, is that his? No, that's the politician. So BLM Louisville is out here, a white woman paying $100,000 in cashier's checks to pay for his release. He tried to kill a Democrat because he's a Black Pan-African nationalist. Remember how evil it was when all those people gave money to Kyle Rittenhouse and his $1 million bond? And how that was so terrible?
Yeah.
Just a little bit.
It's probably ironic for the same thing. Is he also shot Democrats?
That is true. That is true. That is true. But really, like, what the hell, my dude? Like.
So that's the black privilege right there. Is you get bail for cheaper money.
Look at this guy. He's a legitimate Black Power Black nationalist who, as far as I can tell, wants to kill Whitey even if Whitey's a Democrat. Doesn't care. That seems to be his modus operandi. I don't know. We'll find out, I guess, later. But seems to be his modus operandi. But we have to frame it of maybe he was radicalized by Republicans. When you read shit like this, how does it not clue people into the fact that the media lies to them constantly? I don't know who, I really don't know who's left in the world who doesn't realize that the media just is, right or left, is full of lies. Blatant, overt, obvious, easily checkable lies, because we live in the age of the internet. And you'll just go out there and lie like that. Well, we don't know yet. No, you know what, you're right, we don't know yet. But I think we have some good ideas. I think maybe we have a suspicion. I think maybe we could make some inferences. I don't know, Spoon, what do you think?
Probably.
Do you think this guy's a Republican? Do you think he's a far-right Trump supporter deep down?
No. No, I don't.
Are you sure?
Yeah. I don't know, I just have my suspicions. He goes around shooting Democrats, and then that should kind of tell you.
He shot a Democrat, or he shot at a Democrat. He actually hurt anyone, but he shot a Democrat. That must mean he's a far-right Trump supporter.
I would really like it if all of them tried to do that, because it was just really funny that BLM accumulated this massive amount of money, and then ends up getting a bunch of black people to thin their own ranks.
Sure, it's curious.
That's that's the problem. It solves itself. Yeah, Neon Suspenders is right. It totally gets the noggin jogging.
Sure is interesting. What else do we have? Oh, I want one last thing. I think we covered the Joe Rogan stuff. We've covered most everything I wanted to cover. That guy did this just silly. Our last thing, and I am kind of glad that it's left. Oh, I'm not gonna make you read this other Salon article called "quote Biden." I'll put it on the screen so people can just see it.
Oh God, what's this one called?
It's called "Biden Can't Save Us from Trump's Big Lie: Why the Fight for Democracy Has to Be a Grassroots Effort." Local
Oh God,
offices.
yes. Let me read that. I want to read that. That sounds funny.
It's by the same woman, by the way, so you're gonna suffer.
Okay, no, that sounds funny.
Go ahead, Spoon. Have a fucking fun time. I'll send it to you if you don't have it. Here we go.
Yeah, that I can read, because that sounds like some stupid shit I can actually poke fun at.
It's the same woman. It's the same writer for Salon.
Yes, I know. She's a stupid bitch. I read her shit all the time.
All right, go ahead.
Let's see. Biden can't save us from Trump's big lie. Why the fight for democracy, there's that fucking word again, has to be a grassroots effort. It isn't, by the way, because your side is severely demoralized and every one of your policies has been dog shit. You have nothing to galvanize around. Your base is demoralized as shit. You have nothing to live for. That sounds really dramatic, but I don't
But you
fucking
keep
cares?
using that word. I do not think it means what you think it means.
That's what you think it means, yes. On Friday, the Republican Party completed its journey from a normal conservative party into an outright fascist organization intent on overthrowing democracy.
This woman is legitimately unhinged and mentally unwell. I'm sorry, there's no other excuse. Like, she actually has. She needs to talk to a therapist. This is not, lady. I'm serious. You need to talk to somebody about this. This is nutty. Okay.
Yeah. I really love when they say fascist. Like, what fascist do you know? Like, voting rights, or voting at all for that matter, gun rights, free speech, free market capitalism, and being able to make fun of representatives and live to tell about it. Those are things you will never found in a fascistic regime fucking anywhere. So how are they fascist exactly? The mind boggles. Anyway.
It's just because anyone who disagrees with me is a fascist. I mean, it's a children's guide to political discourse.
Yeah, but that's why these people are morons, because they don't think ever. In censuring Republicans, Representative Adam Kinzinger and Liz Cheney, who happens to be picked by Nancy Pelosi, a Democrat, for participating in the January 6th investigation.
I do have that Pelosi thing. I do have that Pelosi thing where she says absolutely nothing for like 3 minutes, if you want to watch that.
For participating in the January 6th investigation, the Republican National Committee declared that the Capitol insurrection, which happened, which led to the death of 4 rioters and 5 police officers. Would you mind comparing this to the Summer of Love riots, by the way? I think you'll find it's drastically more people died and got injured.
No one died. No, it was violent but and fiery, but mostly peaceful. Nobody died. That's you had to be PolitiFact checked on that one. I mean, like 35 people died, but, you know, oh well, I digress.
Yes, as well as injuries to another 140 officers, most of which included bruising, and that's about fucking it. Is legitimate political discourse. Yes, it is political. It is legitimate political discourse, I agree, by the way. This affirms what close observers have pointed out for over a year now. Republican officials across the country are using Donald Trump's big lie as an excuse to rig the 2024 election. Basically, if they lose, it's because of fascismus and the threat to democracy.
Remember, Spoon, that the U.S. election, as of 2020, could not ever have been rigged.
No, not
Remember,
at all.
It was the safest, most secure election in the entire history of elections ever, forever, in the whole wide world. But, so I have a question, is that why is it that when you win, it's the safest, most secure election ever, but you're already saying that you're predicting 2 years down the line the election will be rigged? To me, that says you think you're gonna lose.
Yeah, or they plan to rig it themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably both actually.
Allegedly in Minecraft.
By rewriting laws to make it easier to throw out election results they don't like. You guys did the same thing in 2020, by the way. Like, you literally did this. Anyway, and running big lie proponents, also people that basically think we have election integrity laws before the coup intervention that went against state constitutions, actually, and therefore is illegal. They don't ever mention that one, I wonder why. Who are campaigning on unsubtle promises to steal the next election for Trump. No, they're not doing that at all, you lying bitch.
Well,
Democrats currently control House and the White House, but so far their best efforts to stop the slow-moving coup have amounted to very little. That's because there isn't one. It's literally just restoring the laws that were there before the fucking 2020 election, you disingenuous moron.
Remember, we were told that we had to put it in all these new voting laws.
Shady shit.
Because of COVID. Because of COVID, we had to put in all these new voting laws, and that they were only put in place because of extreme circumstances. They were emergency measures. This is a thing to note, and I'm sure most of you here know this, but this is always something to be careful about. When the government takes power from you, when they take something under the banister or things like under the banner, the auspices of things like
your
emergency powers, your safety, your health, they will never give it back to you unless you take it by force. And that, I don't like to say that, but that's unfortunately the way it works. The second that you concede anything to government power, they won't give it back. They don't give it back. They've never given it back. 9/11 is a perfect example. Remember, I mean, like, I'm old enough to remember this, but I brought this up before. When after 9/11 happened, it's like, well, we're gonna have this daily terrorism threat rate to make people scared all the time. And that, of course, was put in place in order to make George W. Bush seem more legitimate, because I think he stole that election as well. Honestly, I think George Bush did steal his election, and to legitimize himself.
You honestly think that?
Yeah, and to legitimize himself, he fearmongered the shit out of 9/11. So yeah, I believe that. But I'm not saying that there is that one. First of all, these are uni-party people. Okay, these are not really conservatives or left-leaning people. This is uni-party American bullshit, which is another reason why democracy is a little bit scuffed.
Yay.
Oh, you say the word scuffed.
Yay.
The reality is, though, is that like that all those measures that were put into place in, let's say, in airports after 9/11 that were supposed to be temporary measures, they have never gone away ever. 20 years later.
Who was it that said there's nothing more permanent than a temporary government program? Wasn't it,
exactly. Who was that?
Yeah, Milton Friedman, I think.
Was it Friedman? It might have been.
Yeah, I think it was Milton Friedman. Yeah. I heard Friedman say it. I've also heard Thomas Sowell say it.
Nothing more permanent than a temporary solution. It's a Greek proverb, but also from Milton Friedman. Yeah, nothing is so permanent as a temporary government program. That is Milton Friedman. You're correct.
Yeah. I love democracy. Some guy with a lot of power.
I love democracy.
Yeah.
It says Emperor Palpatine.
Chancellor Palpatine. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, soon to be emperor.
Yeah. Let's see. Democrats currently control Congress and the White House, barely, but so far their efforts to stop the slow-moving coup have amounted to very little. You see, like, that's just inflaming rhetoric.
Yeah, obviously.
Inflammatory rhetoric, yeah, but it means absolutely nothing. To be certain, both President Joe Biden and the vast majority of congressional Democrats support legislation meant to block these Republican attacks on democracy.
Meaning being involved in a democracy wherein Republicans can sometimes win. That's it.
Yeah. Okay.
That's it. That's your attack on democracy. If you want a one-party system, what you're advocating for is not democracy. Okay?
Yeah.
Plain and simple.
But the effort to
then just say straight up, I'm a communist. I want a one-party system, or whatever the fuck you think you are. And I don't.
Commie.
I want this one-party system. I don't want there to be any kind of threat.
McCarthyism didn't go far enough.
All right.
There we go.
Innocent people did get punished by that, but all right.
Yeah.
But their efforts. But
their efforts to pass such bills through the narrow majority in the Senate have been blocked by two centrist Democrats. No, they're just two sane people.
Yeah.
Joe Manchin and West Virginia, Arizona's Kirsten Sinema. By the way, if you say centrist Democrat Kirsten Sinema to raise her fist, he'll fucking rage and kill you.
I know, but the thing is, you're right, Ami Stars.
He is in Arizona, and to say that she is a centrist makes him fucking rage.
Oh, I know it does.
And understandably so, because he knows way more about her than most people, and it sets him off into a rage.
Yep.
Yeah.
And yeah, because he's from Arizona. And yeah, Ami Stars, you're completely correct. Democracy is the tyranny of the majority.
Yes, it is.
Every time that is the inherent way that democracy works. It's why we are not a democracy. It's why we're a democratic republic, because democracy is a tyrannical system of government.
Yes. And which is why we want monarchies.
Yes, we do. But
democracy is gay, and I want an absolute monarch. I know.
I disagree. I like it. I like.
Yes, of course, because you're bi and you're still kind of faggy. But I need to get you into the smallest, which is just.
I'm a libertarian, my dude. I'm still a fucking lolbert. So please.
The absolute monarch.
I know.
Cross the Rubicon, Aiden.
No, I can't. No, don't cross the Rubicon. That's the wrong thing to do.
No. I mean, cross the Rubicon in the sense of you need to go full absolutism.
My politics are very simple. I will put them on the screen here for you very simply.
Dude,
this is
fucking Mulbug advocates for this.
I know he does, but
Mulbug is for the absolute monarchs. Like, yeah, Mulbug is based as shit.
I like Mulbug, but
I would say that remember that one we watched with, he just said futocracy is retarded.
Yeah.
At the end of that, he says what we should have is a true election, and let's just give one vote. We should just have one vote and give that one person ultimate power. I'm like, okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's wow. That's quite a lot. It's like, yeah, just dissolve the Senate, and the Supreme Court, and just fuck all of that. We'll just give every one person ultimate power. Like,
yeah,
okay.
based. But
like, to the Kaiser.
Like, I don't want people's rights to get stepped upon. So, and I feel that the best way to do that is via a monarchy. So that is my position on it. But, you know, that's just me. Steppant. Continue, Spoon, please, if you don't mind.
Absolute monarch. Yeah, what was I saying again? Let's see. Democrat. Oh, fucking hell, I've already read that. Without a bigger majority in the Senate, Biden and the other federal Democrat leaders have little power to stop the GOP's coup train. Oh, fuck off. That's all I'm gonna say for that.
This is it's fascism when we lose. Cope, seethe, and dilate. For real.
Yeah, the situation is bleak. Not for us. We actually think it's great, but it's not over. Yes, it fucking is. There are still people out there who have the power to save democracy. Yes, they're called Republicans.
Yes. Kill me. Yeah. Here's that word again. Okay, let me ask you guys something. How annoying would it be that every time someone uses democracy like this, that if I were to play the Pee-wee's Playhouse thing where it's like, they said the word of the day, and everyone screams, because that's how I feel about it. Like, there's the word that you don't really mean, and you don't, or maybe you know what it means, but you're using it wrong.
What it says.
Anyway, this may be.
They may.
What? Yeah, go ahead.
Let's see. They may be mocked as wine moms. I don't know what that means, by the way, and ignored by media outlets more interested in chatting in diners with Trump supporters. But these people are the last real hope that democracy can be pulled back from the brink. Oh,
why mom? She means Karens. She means Dem Karens are the. She just said that Democrat Karen white women are the last real hope for democracy. AKA you Amanda. That's what you're gonna save democracy, are you? Let's see what she looks like. Let's just.
Yeah, no.
Do you want to take a guess?
What she looks like?
I don't know. I haven't looked it up yet. Let's look it up.
She's very plain looking.
Oh, it could have been way worse. Okay.
No, she's like 5 out of 10.
Yeah, it could have been way worse, but how old is she?
44.
Oh yeah, okay. Well, you're a wine mom. Well, you're not a mom, but
I think her birthday is somewhere in September. I think September the 15th. I think 1977. I went to go look her up just to mock her.
And she's up here still screaming about this shit, lady.
Yeah. You're 44 years old and you're running for Salon. Something
lady, what are you
wrong.
Doing? For real.
Being a hack.
You're being a wine mom, or except nix that mom part. But yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I don't
being
know
a wine bitch.
I don't have much room to
You're
talk.
being a whiny bitch.
Still.
That's what she's being.
I don't mean to be mean.
Fuck, that's funny.
Yeah, I do. Actually.
I am. I do. Fuck that. I'm a canai behind the fact that I can't stand this ridiculous.
This woman's nutty. We've read 2 of her articles today. She's
out of her mind.
She's unhinged,
yeah.
I would say. Or something.
So
I don't know. She's got.
If any one of you watch my videos and then wonder why I rage in my videos, it's because I read shit like this. That's the reason why I rage.
I think that Amanda needs to talk to a therapist. I'm not joking. She needs to talk to somebody. This is not healthy, Amanda.
She needs to talk to more than a therapist.
Well, I hope
she's like an extreme discount version of that woman who spoke to Jordan Peterson, that woman on GQ.
Oh yeah, forever ago.
Yeah.
You know, it's so weird is that YouTube recommends me that video almost every day.
All the fucking time. Yeah, so did mine.
Almost every day.
You know the amount of times I've woken up to hear that
hearing it
with my phone next to me? Yeah.
I know. To wake, because I have just been playing YouTube and then I wake up to rehear that.
Lately, the thing that I get woken up by most is Lex Friedman's interviews. Which I don't really mind.
I think I've trained my YouTube algorithm enough to at least stop showing me that shit. Either that it's changed because I've noticed it's happened less recently.
Yeah, that or Tucker.
I get Tucker all the time.
I hear Tucker quite a bit, yeah.
Oh my god, all the times I've woken up to Tucker, and it's like I don't care. I like Tucker fine enough, but
or Jim Cornette's videos.
I do get more Lex Friedman though now, which I do like and which I do appreciate. That's fine. Yeah. Here we are. Yes, I'm talking about the hashtag resistance. I think that's where we're at.
Ordinary Americans shocked out of political complacency by Trump's election in 2016. No, I think they were shocked into it actually because more people voted for him. You fucking moron.
And you did that. You tried.
Dumbass. Anyway. Who then became heavily involved in politics. You didn't really get heavily involved in politics. You just screeched to the fucking high heavens. You don't know shit about politics. A case in point, you.
Yeah, you became heavily involved in
the mob outrage.
Nothing. Yeah, because we read her previous article where she was like, I don't know anything about this. I literally know nothing, but I'm going to write a giant article about it anyway.
The smartest person in our office didn't understand it either, therefore it's some gobbledygook.
Right, nobody here at Salon has any idea what's going on, but I'm gonna write an article about it anyway. Maybe don't, if you admit that you don't understand what you're talking about. Maybe don't. That's all I'm saying, lady. Don't. Okay?
I'm reading this.
Continue, my friend.
The people who showed up for the Women's March, even if they'd never been to a protest before, yeah, and it fucking showed.
Sure did. Wear that pussy hat, though, my lady. I'm sure you know she's got a knitted pussy hat.
Yeah, she probably wears it while she writes this.
I guarantee she does. It's called
the people who organized, donated, and knocked on doors, first electing a Democratic majority to Congress, and then turned out a record 81 million votes for Biden in 2020.
Wow, curious.
Yeah.
The most popular president of all time. A man
turns out to be the most popular.
A man who shit his pants in the Vatican.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
Who actually? No, he probably did actually. And then who actually turned out to be the most unpopular president ever in less than a year. Somehow I get the sense that that's not someone who got into power legitimately.
That at least it activates my almonds, it gets my noggin jogging. Sir Marhouse asks, Aiden, have you read What's Wrong with the World by G.K. Chesterton? He has a chapter about the differences between political men and women. It's super interesting. I have not, but let me copy that. And I'll keep that on my backlog. I have so many things to read, but yeah, I'll check that out. Thanks for recommending it, though. I'll check it out, Sir Marhouse. Thank you. Continue, Spoon, please. If you don't mind. Oh, no, he's just something else.
Anyway, sorry, no. Let's see.
These folks, more than anyone, is where we're at. This is after the amazing 81 million record votes for Biden, the most popular president in all history. Who,
Oh, yes, yeah. Yeah, these folks, more than anyone, have the ability to block Republican efforts to steal the election from the ground up. From the ground up. Yeah, that's not sus at fucking all.
Spoon, I thought the election couldn't be stolen because it's so secure. How is the election going to be? Oh my god, she goes on for this is so long. I don't know how much longer I can deal with this.
Yeah, don't worry, I'll see how much I can mock this. Despite the demoralizing year we've had, a lot of them are still up for a fight. No, they fucking aren't. No, they haven't. They're not up for a fight. You took a 9-point fucking Democratic lead and torpedoed it into a 5-point GOP advantage. A 14-point swing in a year. You have nothing to show for it. Like, your last fucking year and a bit has just been a cratering shit show. You have done absolutely nothing right.
I think we have a donation on Streamlabs.
Jimmy, I got your shit. Oh yeah, there we did. $5. There's nothing attached to it, by the way.
Oh, who gave us $5?
8 Collier.
8 Collier. Thank you.
Yeah, that's a cool name, by the way. Let's see what I have here. We have 50 state elections coming up. I don't think you do actually, because some of them are but earlier.
I mean, over the course of several years.
Yeah. Okay. And then 3,000 county elections and thousands more town and city elections. And the right's going to kill you, by the way.
Yeah.
Amanda Littman,
that's why they're writing shit like
running
this.
for something. Yes, told Salon, especially when you're thinking about democracy reform or democracy protection, then that's where the fuckery is going to come.
Keep using that word.
Yeah.
Keep
democracy reform. Democracy reform, otherwise known as stacking the Supreme Court.
Be aware what they mean by the word democracy is when we win, it's democracy. When you win, it's fascism. No, it's not. Anywho, Spoon, can you take over for me for a minute? I'm gonna use the restroom. Is that alright?
Yeah.
Alright, take over, and I will have this scroll down so that everyone should be able to read the text on the screen, not the screen.
For the moment. Yeah.
Alright, be right back, sorry.
Yeah. As Evan explained, the next coup will likely not look like the violence we saw on January the 6th. Of course not, because it's just going to be legitimate voting and you're just going to get killed. It will come in the form of a county clerk in Michigan who refuses to certify the election or such other local officials. No, or such other local action. No, it isn't, you fucking idiot. Trump and his allies are also pressuring the Republicans who control state legislators to reject Biden's wins and send their own state of electors to Trump. No, it isn't. This is like a 2020 fucking rehash in your own noggin. But as Lemon said, if Democrats can reorient themselves away from the idea that the only places and races that matter are in the presidential battlegrounds and fight for those seats, they can put a stop to these efforts. Yeah, no, they won't. Because they're not going to. That's where the resistance comes in. The grassroots are better suited than anyone else to put up a real fight to control local and state elected offices, or local and state offices, in order to keep Republicans from throwing the election to Trump. And over the past 5 years, they've learned a lot about how to do it. Yeah, that doesn't sound sus at all. It's not like you haven't rigged the shit out of California for many fucking years. Or Californians are that... Is California that rigged or are Californians that stupid? Fuck, that's really a toss-up, to be honest. During the Trump years, many folks got out their comfort zones and learned to do... Yeah, by voting for Trump. And learned to do things that they'd never done before. Like, vote Republican! Alswin Creighton Priest of Henrico County. That's not a white name at all.
It's Henrico,
Henrico
by
County,
the way.
Virginia.
Please pronounce it correctly. As born in Virginia, in Henrico County, that is where I was born. Unironically, please pronounce Henrico County correctly. Thank you. I'm just memeing. It is Henrico though. Sorry.
The next time you try and pronounce any one of my country's words, I will go full fascismus on you.
I don't know. Is that like it? Is that correct?
Gotcha.
I don't know. Windmill, clog, spice. Is that correct?
Sheep shagging.
Stop. That's racist.
How can you insult my culture, then I can call you sheep shagger? Like, oh, that's too far.
No, that's not. No, it's a bridge too far.
That's what the sheep said.
Well, they got pushed to the edge of the bridge. You know, that's how it happened.
On the edge of the cliff, yeah. They knocked on doors learning how to talk to and register voters. And for many, this is the first time they talked to another human being in their entire life.
I'm sure it was.
That's probably not even a joke, actually.
I know, unironically.
Yeah. They threw postcard writing parties to encourage... Oh, God, can you imagine anything gayer? They threw postcard writing parties to encourage voters in other states and towns.
A bunch of cowboys going to Ram Ranch, but that's about it.
Oh, God, like, I'm overwhelmed with cringe. That's just the saddest thing I've ever heard.
I mean, 18
politics,
naked cowboys in the showers at Ram Ranch, big hard throbbing cocks wanting to be sucked, 18 naked cowboys wanting to be fucked. That is gayer, but only by a margin. I'd say it's margin of error, actually. It's about 0.5% difference in gayness. Are you alright? Did you survive?
God, this is so gay.
Are you okay? Are you
Let's
okay?
See. And Creighton Price first spoke to Salon in 2017. Oh, God, when she was a newly naturalized citizen motivated, but probably legally as well. Trump's selection to get more deeply motivated in politics. Naturalized? Yeah,
it
probably
means
some shady.
Yeah. Actually, naturalized might mean that she just lived here for a really long time, honestly.
Yeah, because that's how I got naturalized. She and other activists helped oust Trumpy Republican Representative Dave Brett from office and elect Representative Abigail Spanberger. What an apt name, actually. Helping give Democrats the House majority. Since then, Creighton Price been elected to the chair of the...
Henrico.
What was it?
Henrico.
Okay, there we go.
By the way, if anyone doesn't like that pronunciation, you're wrong.
Fuck off.
You're incorrect. I am correct. You're incorrect. Again, I'm from Henrico County. It's fine.
Oh God, this is.
There's no
this
reason anyone else would
terrifying.
know that. This is a Virginia thing, you know.
Yeah. Fucking hell. There are so many people for whom Trump was a wake-up call, and they're not going back to this kind of apathetic, apolitical existence. That sounds really miserable.
It does, because they're not. Well, you kind of forced people. The left did this as well. Everyone's been forced into a political existence in a way that I don't think people really like. Most people don't want to get involved in politics, which is why democracy is a shitty system, because people don't want to get involved. They don't want to know. They want to live their own lives. They don't really care. But I think... Yeah, exactly. It's taken care of. But, the last 6 years have really pushed everyone into a constant political, not everyone, but a vast majority of people into a constant political existence of having to be perpetually inundated with this political...
Constant need to be in the political machine.
Propaganda, right?
Yeah.
Propaganda of one way or the other, right or left, doesn't matter. It's right and left. It's all propaganda. It's all constant signaling of something or the other. It's ridiculous. And everyone's now involved in it, even people who don't want anything to do with it. It's...
Yeah.
Sorry.
He says here, said Julia Gaido-Keeley, which does not at all make you sound like an orcish half-breed, by the way.
Gay. Sorry.
Yeah. A teacher who helped form Rockland United and elect progressive New York representative Mondaire Jones to Congress in 2020. As Gaido-Keeley, I'm picturing just a fucking orc, by the way, pointed out, the activists energized by Trump's election in New York were instrumental in replacing the Independent Democratic Conference, a group of conservative Democrats who aligned with Republicans to block progressive legislation in the state legislature, which is probably a good idea, by the way, because your state is shit, by the way.
It real is, for real. New York is not... New York's not going...
Yeah, how's AOC doing?
How's that working out for you? How's that working out for you? New York, not looking great, is it? People are leaving in droves. They're trying to flee your state. It's such a fucking shithole. I digress.
If Democrats retain the House majority in the 2022 midterms, there's no hope in hell of that happening, by the way. None. No. It will be due to his work. If they don't, does it mean it's due to his failings?
I don't know.
That's how I'm going to spin it. Because it set the New York legislature up to draw election maps friendly to Democrats. That's not going to help you, by the way.
That's the whole thing, that they want to do this redistricting and redrawing election maps.
Even that's not going to work.
Because, first of all, who cares in New York? But all over the country, they're like, let's redraw the election map so we can try to fuck with the Electoral College. They're being pretty overtly obvious about what they're trying to do, is to screw up the Electoral College by redrawing the election maps to make sure that they can try to win the Electoral College. And then while making articles like this, crying about how, like, oh, Trump and the Republicans are trying to prevent our right to vote by asking for basic things like voter ID. Like a driver's license. Now that prevents people's rights to vote, but meanwhile, it's fine if we redistrict everything so that we can make it so that the only district that actually matters is 99% Democrat, and then no one else actually gets any votes in our state. I mean, they're doing it. They're doing it in the open, which is the insane thing. They're doing it because they can't do it totally in private, I suppose.
Okay, this is not going to help. What they're saying right now is they're saying there's been a loss of energy and excitement on the Democratic side. Yes, because your party is shit. It's because you suck. Like, everything you fuckers have touched, you have managed to destroy or ruin, and every problem you have is of your own fucking making.
Yeah.
So now this whole thing of let's say this massive resource of grassroots activists who learned so much organizing in the Trump years. Here's the thing about that. This is not going to help you because you're fighting against someone. It's much easier to galvanize someone when you teach them there's an impending threat, when you're in it. But when you hold the reins of power and you fucking suck at it, people are not going to say, why are we fighting tooth and nail for this?
You're fighting tooth and nail due to your social identity. That's what this is all about at this point. It's just, this is
But that's not going to work for this. Because their lives are miserable and shit.
I hope you're
correct.
Their
wallet is thinner.
You can see it.
The country is going to fucking hell. They're not popular. Yeah, that's the thing. That people don't vote with their fucking activisms. People vote with their wallet. And their wallets are thin and fucking holy and inflation is sky high. This shit is not going to... Rhetoric is not going to be enough to marshal the troops. It isn't.
What's going to end up being the determining factor is your social identity, is it worth more to you to virtue signal and to say that I'm part of this group, that I say these things, I believe these things? Is that more important than being poor, right? Is that more is your virtue signaling more important than your ability to put food on the table? And not just that, then your ability to speak, then your ability to be able to go outside without wearing a mask. These are the things that you're going to have to decide. And by you, I don't mean you, Spoon, obviously, or the chat people. We're all very cool. But the average person, they're going to have to decide if their virtue signaling is worth, their social identity is worth more than their ability to put food on the table, to walk outside without a mask, than to live a normal life. Is it worth more to you? I mean, in terms of the communist revolution, well, people decided they didn't think what was going to happen, but that didn't work out great for a lot of reasons. Because every time that this kind of stuff happens throughout history, people like think we're gonna do a revolution, we're gonna do something, we're gonna get more power for the people, which I'm all in favor of. But unfortunately, what happens is the elites maintain their power. They don't. Even if you cut off the head of the snake, there's another snake. You know, there's always another snake. All we can do is try to fight back against the snake by not capitulating, by doing what the Canadian truckers are doing. Peaceful protest.
I love this, by the way. It says, these grassroots efforts are the best and last remaining hope for democracy. It matters on the extremely local level with county clerks and other officers that oversee elections.
Uh-huh.
That doesn't sound suspect at all.
No.
With county clerks and other officers that oversee elections, yeah. Because if the vote doesn't go your way, it isn't possibly because you fucking suck and people hate you and they don't want anything to do with you. No, it's because of fascism.
It's always fascism. Well, I mean, again, this is... I'll go find it real quick. With the children, everyone I dislike is Hitler.
Do you really want these people to vote? Like,
No.
God, honestly, like, these people shouldn't be anywhere near the political apparatus because they're idealistic psychopaths.
Well, you and I both monarchists, so we don't want people to vote. I don't want to be able to vote,
Yes.
honestly.
I love that's the one thing that I get criticized for so many people's like, Spoon, you're sexist, you don't want women to vote. I'm like, I'm a fucking monarchist, I don't want anyone to vote.
Yeah, I don't want anyone to vote. I mean, I don't know.
I hate
So
democracy.
I don't know, like,
Fuck
what...
voting.
I don't hate democracy, just a failure. And these people are admitting to it, by the way, here, when they say stuff like this. They're also... despite all their democracy, as much as they say the word over and over again, the reality is that they don't like democracy. They like to abuse democracy.
It's democracy when we win and fascism when we don't, yeah.
Yeah, an emotional child's guide to political discussion. But it's basically... This is what they've been doing for years, though. Is that, yeah, everyone I don't like is Hitler. I don't think it's working anymore. I don't think people are buying into this shit, you know? This whole, it is an emotional child's guide to political discussion. It's time to abandon this. It's not working anymore. It's silly, it's stupid, and I think it's outlived its political use. Calling everyone Hitler forever is done. I know that it was a great thing for you, the left. It was really great to call everyone Hitler. That was very useful. I don't think it's gonna work much longer. I could be wrong. I hope I'm not. But let's continue with this shit Salon article. We only have a couple more things and then we'll end. What else we have? We'll go through it. I got tons in the bank, but I don't know what else Spoon wants to cover.
Yeah. See,
don't do that. That's social contagion. Don't do that social contagion shit on me. I told you never to do that. I told you never to fucking yawn at me because I hate that social contagion shit. I'm joking.
You could like sleep 6 hours from now for all I fucking know.
I said I'm totally fucking not. I really hate when people yawn. Because it makes me yawn. It's science. We know this happens. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
In addition, there are a number of Republican-held Senate seats that could be flipped to blue in 2022. Yeah, keep coping, bitch.
Where are you? Oh yeah, I got it.
I'm just going through this just to see if there's anything that's actually new and it isn't just them trying to cope like a motherfucker.
Are you near the end now? Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, Democrats will win it. Yeah. Okay, I see where you're at.
Creighton Praise wants the party to understand that the only reason Democrats gained power in the last 4 years was through the most successful vote rigging thing at all, says Joe Biden. Pay attention to them, respect them, she said. Ignore them at your peril. You don't ignore anything. You literally scream fascismus at anyone that doesn't agree with you.
I don't like his fascismus.
Yeah.
If only we were here.
They are the only thing that will stop Trump and his coup efforts, especially as voting rights bills are still yeah, of course, here we go. And the Department of Justice seems uninterested in arresting Trump for one of his many crimes. Maybe because he hasn't, because there fucking aren't any, you dumb.
And as we just saw, you committed crimes. Well, Hillary Clinton's campaign committed crimes She's never going to see any kind of punishment for that. Now, is she, Amanda? This article is a couple weeks old, I think. When's this from? Oh no, it's a week old. It's 10 days old.
Oh, look at this stupid shit. Look at this. I'm gonna just. By the way, I'm gonna yell.
Okay.
By the way.
All right, yell.
Be aware with this.
Okay.
It's frustrating and unfair that saving American democracy falls on the shoulders of ordinary people. That's how voting works, you fucking retard! Jesus fucking Christ, it's exactly who it falls onto!
Here's that word again, everybody freak, everybody
bitch, you don't even understand how voting works!
There's the word, everyone freak out, they said the word, the word. We should become the Knights of D, which sounds like it's about dicks, but it's like, anytime someone says the word democracy, we just freak the fuck out, you know? I see you use that word again. You don't know what the fuck it means.
Fucking Christ.
It
Seriously?
just blows my mind. You know why this is their favorite word. Because they know it sounds good to people. They just keep using it, but you are making it meaningless. Of course, I would imagine everyone here has seen the meme. But let's play it just for fun. Is my thumbnail not show up right? Uh-oh.
God, I fucking hate people.
Yeah, I know you do. I mean, I don't. Everyone's seen this meme, but let's have a little meme section here. All right. Starts here.
Welcome to Why Spoon Rages.
I know. You're very upset. It's all right.
God.
It's gonna be okay. Everything will be
stupid
right.
faggy people.
All right. I'm changing this over here. Just for funsies, we're gonna play it. I know everyone's seen it. I've used videos like 100 fucking times. But
fat.
Who's fat?
No fat.
Don't use the F slur. That's not very cool.
No,
he's using
every
S
one of
slurs
these
up
people
here.
are just.
Oh, I disavow. Well, here we go. Here it is.
Of biased and
false news has become all too common on social media.
More alarming, some media outlets publish these same fake stories without checking facts first.
This is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
But it wasn't their choice to make those statements, which sound like they're coming straight from the president's Twitter feed. And the president has their back. Tweeting this morning, the fakers at
Spoon, this is
CNN,
extremely dangerous to our
ABC,
democracy,
and CBS
okay?
shouldn't be worried about the
Did you know that?
quality of Sinclair's reporting.
Sure.
But these
It's
are
extremely
not
dangerous
anchors
to our
at Trump
democracy.
TV, at least not officially. These are all affiliates of Sinclair Broadcast Group. And while you likely have never heard of them, they own or operate more TV stations than any broadcaster in the U.S. And by the way, that includes NBC 10 in Providence, Rhode Island.
Oh, I'm sorry, we revealed too much information there. I gotta pause that. That's a bad video. It's a nasty video that was saying too many true things. No, that's now gone. It was almost like all those people were giving the same. So I've talked about this before as well, though. Is that the way that a press release works is that all those people, these shitty fucking outlets, they get handed a piece of paper or digitally at this point, and it's like, here's what you're supposed to read. Find the thing. Just read it. Do it. Now, you know, we would think if there was such a thing as journalistic integrity, that they would actually do something new to change the goddamn article that you're sent. That's what I was taught when I was in journalism school, by the way, because I did do that. Lord forgive me. Well, it was a minor. It was only a minor. I did a minor in journalism. But, like, when I did my minor in journalism, they taught us, like, it's very important that you don't just take the press release. And I also had a minor in public relations. And I was taught, as a public relations person as well, you don't just expect the journalists you give this shit to repeat verbatim what you sent them. But that's what they do. And that's why you end up with shit like that, where this is extremely dangerous to our democracy. With every single person saying the exact same goddamn thing. And it sounds like, I mean, it's like we live, you know? Or they live, sorry. My brain fucking crashed and died like a shitty old computer there for a second. But
this is extremely dangerous to our democracy. Fucking hell.
It's so frustrating.
It just sounds like a creepy phrase to say.
It is creepy. It is fucking creepy.
Especially with that cadence. It just sounds weird.
let me ask you, Spoon, what do you want to do to end off tonight? I think we're pretty much done. I do want to take a little... What?
Hunt some communists?
No. Oh, I have the tablet article about how the CDC abandoned science. We have that. Don't yawn at me. I told you that does that's social.
If you yawn, that's
you,
not
dude.
my
It
fault.
literally did make me do it. Fuck you, man.
What? It's late.
Yeah, it's getting a little late. All right, so that's something we're gonna finish this up. What would you like to finish the stream up on?
Ask the chat.
Okay, chat. Oh, I forgot that the Sake clip where she totally avoided the Durham probe. I'm sorry, that was my mistake. I did fuck that up in my show programming.
Everyone knew that was naturally going to happen.
Yeah, she's just like
fucking bitch tackles anything of substance.
She just avoided that shit hardcore. She is a hard swerve on that. It's real short. Do you want to watch it real quick?
I refer you to the Department of Justice. Like, a bitch, answer the fucking question.
No, we're kind of out of the topic, so we're done with it. What I have left is that I have the Atlantic on. We're gonna end. It's mostly COVID stuff.
The coof.
The coof. I have some hypocrisy and I have some cringe. Do you want to do the hypocrisy and the cringe and finish us off? Hopefully we can get done next 30 minutes.
Suppose why not?
Yeah, let's do this. Let's do the COVID stuff. The COVID cringe. Some of the stuff was from last week, and I'm sorry guys that we did get a little fucky-wucky last week because my internet was really shitty. I don't know what happened. I do know what happened a little bit because I went and looked at a bunch of other people's streams, and I saw that everyone was having internet issues. There were actually worldwide problems with Amazon Web Services and a bunch of other stuff, including Google as well. So it was a little fucky-wucky last week. Also, when Bill streams, because Bill is also streaming Pathfinder stuff. My husband Bill is a DM, so he streams games, and sometimes by that I mean with friends he streams Dungeons and Dragons, right? The simplest way to explain it. So sometimes if we're streaming at the same time, the internet over here just can't fucking tolerate it, which is why we might want to move to Spoon's internet in the future. But regardless, yes. Well, Spoon
has powerful internet.
Spoon has powerful internets. So, the Atlantic.
I got a 500 meg line, by the way.
Goddamn. It wasn't even. I told you also, people broadly know where I live. I live on a fucking island, and it's this ancient ass fucking pipe that runs from the mainland over here to the island to run the internet off of. All our internet comes from the UK. We're not doing it over here. We have nobody who provides internet access over here. We have to get it from the UK. So it's easily disrupted, I'll put it that way. If a whale bumps into it or something, we're fucked.
Let's see, my current speed is, hold on a second.
Yes, Via Fox, Pathfinder is much more complex than D&D. My husband is mostly a Pathfinder DM, but he also knows 5e, 4e, 3e, whatever. Probably not so much 4e, but
my current speed is 511 megs.
I fucking hate you. I think my update is 8.
Yeah, and my update is 55.
That's pretty we'll have to. I told you to call me so we can work it out, but whatever. Didn't even do it. Blame Spoon then. It's his fault.
You have a 700 meg line, no leaf? Holy shit, that's fucking badass.
That's crazy, no leaf. That's
insane.
Awesome. Anyway, This is a week old. It's supposed to be in last week's video, but I don't even want to read it. I just want to the headline is what matters.
But can I just say this?
Open fucking everything. One of us. Everyone's tired of it.
Every one of us who has a massive line, every one of us is people hunting flies with a fucking bazooka. Because we will never use that amount of power ever. We can have stream as much as we want, and more likely is the system will crash before the internet can't put up with the bandwidth. That's the God's honest truth.
Well, again, we'll switch it off. My current stream status is good. It's been good the entire time, according to YouTube. I will set up so. Spoon, you and I are gonna have to go through so you can learn how to run a stream because I don't think you've done it before, but.
Yeah, but I'm a guy. I learn fast.
Yeah, I also suck at it too. So, you'll probably be way better than me, honestly. You'll probably excel way better than I do. Anyway.
So basically, what's gonna happen at some point? I'm gonna go live, and everyone's gonna go, "What the hell is Spoon doing?" It's like, "Oh, he's completely fucking around with shit for the giggles." That's like what's gonna happen. So if I'm on at like 2 o'clock in the fucking morning or in the afternoon, it's probably because we're doing that.
Yeah. So
there you go.
So my point though is we have the Atlantic saying just fucking open everything. We're tired. Time to end the pandemic restrictions now.
Oh yeah, I read this a couple of days ago.
Yeah, we read it. It was supposed to be on last week's show, but remember our show got kind of fucky because of the internet. That's why I brought it up. This article we were supposed to read last week or talk about last week, whatever. Here are some other interesting things that were supposed to be in last week that we're just going to go over now. After suing to keep masks just 14 days ago, New York Governor Hochul suddenly lifted it.
I wonder why. Could it be because of, I don't know, politics?
Yeah, it's obviously political. This is obviously not about health. It's about politics. Clearly. Here we have...
God damn, that bitch has got a scary fucking face, doesn't she?
Yeah, she does, actually. So here we have a interview that Anthony Fauci did with the World Economic Forum.
Oh yeah, Satan's minions. Fucking garden gnome looking son of a bitch.
He says, sorry about the cough, guys. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to cough right in the mic. That probably sounded awful.
Yeah, you used to it.
I'm sorry. I still have a little bit of a cough, and when we're talking about COVID, I guess it's a little bit
sus.
it's appropriate, right? Basically, Fauci said, and the entirety of it is up here on the World Economic Forum agenda page, which is that from January 18th of 2022, which is that he's like, frankly, I don't know when we're gonna be able to open up. When I talk about the pandemic, I put it into 5 phases. The true pandemic, where the whole world is really negatively impacted, as we are now. Then there's that deceleration of the pandemic. Then there's control. There's elimination and eradication. I think if you look at the history of infectious diseases, we've only eradicated 1 infectious disease in man, and it's smallpox. That's not gonna happen with this virus. January 18th, 2022. Uh-oh. February 12th. The full-blown pandemic is over.
Yeah, I think that's because they overplay their hands.
You asshole! Like, I don't know, is there anyone on Earth who doesn't hate this man at this point? This line sack of shit, Anthony Fauci. Yeah. I mean, by the way, he helped, like, spread AIDS, from what I can tell.
Yeah. I think if you ever read what he said about AIDS, you just think, how in the fucking hell is the entire world listening to this fucking retard on anything medical?
Here he said, as we get out of the full-blown pandemic phase of the COVID-19, which we are certainly headed out of, not what you said 2 weeks earlier, Anthony.
Literally.
These decisions will increasingly be made on a local level rather than centrally decided or mandated, Fauci told the Financial Times.
Which is literally what Biden said about the federal...
contradicted yourself in 2 weeks.
Well, yeah, everyone knows this entire thing is nothing to do with health. It's politics.
No shit. You ready to watch this this cringe?
Well, those of us who are sane know this. Which I'm increasingly starting to realize is not that many people.
I'm gonna post. I'm gonna play this video. Unfortunately, I don't think I can. Is this on YouTube? It is. No. I don't know if this video's on. It is. Okay. So we're gonna watch this video. Can I copy it? Sorry.
What's on YouTube?
Now you're seeing my cringe here. Hang on. Whoop. We're gonna watch that video on the mask mandate in Nevada. Not Nevada. What was it? Yeah, Nevada. This shit is so fucking weird. I showed you earlier, Spoon.
But the morons who thought the mask mandates were bad.
Oh, it's not on YouTube, so I can't stream it. It's in Reno. I'm just gonna play it, guys, for you real quick. You alright with that, Spoon?
Well, yeah, I can't do anything about it.
Yeah, well, I know we can't do anything about it. It's on the news website. So here are, right now, University of Nevada, Reno students walk out to protest end of campus mask mandate. And I want to play the clip here for you guys from the local news outlet. Here it is.
A bait and switch.
A bait and
we
switch.
We promised a fully
promised
vaccinated and
every student would have to be vaccinated.
Semester.
It's fucking old ass cuck.
Students at UNR challenging the university for dropping the mask mandate following the governor's directive, and also members of the faculty as well. And good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for joining us today. I'm Joe Hart.
And I'm Shell. Administrators, to hear them, they want the mask mandate to be reinstated. Ben Marjat reports from campus on why some say it's too soon to ditch the masks.
Before we hear them screaming, by the way, we know from the CDC that the masks don't prevent spread. We've known this now for 2 years, but it's now been officially confirmed over the last couple months. So why do you want these masks? I don't know, Spoon, do you think it's because they're ugly?
The masks or the people?
The people are ugly, and they want the masks so that people don't know how ugly they are.
That's a bit kind of mean.
Yeah, I know it's mean, but why the fuck do they want these masks so bad? I know they're afraid. I know they've been afraid. They've been terrified by media fear-mongering, but I'm just kind of trying to be funny. I don't know. I'm funny mean, sorry. But, like, look at these people. Do you see them?
No, because they're wearing masks.
I mean, but that's what I mean. You can see some other elements of them, can't you, Spoon? You can see some other elements of these people, can't you?
Yeah.
Do you think maybe they don't want people to see what their face looks like?
Yeah, maybe it's because they are ugly as sin.
I don't know. Just a meme.
4 days after Governor Steve Sisolak's mask mandate ended, some on campus want it back.
Coming on the heels of dropping our vaccine mandate, so we really have nothing official in place protecting.
Graduate student. I want to die. This is a grad student. Okay.
Students right now.
50 or so students and some faculty walking out Monday to protest the governor's decision, saying it was based in politics, not science.
Oh, what does that feel like? Spoon, what does it feel like for your shitty stuff to be based in politics and not science? By the way, this is based in actual science, not in politics, but how interesting. How interesting.
Just feel sort of offended and annoyed that he's placing his own political career above everybody's safety.
After marching to the quad, the group heard from several people who explained their reasoning for continuing to mask up, even when they don't have to.
I am immunocompromised. Okay, I have asthma. We need, the entire...
You have asthma? Another graduate student. They're all graduate students. They're all heavily indoctrinated, is what I'd say. I have asthma, so that's why I need everyone else to wear a mask. For me. Over a cold. Susan, sorry, the most serious disease that's ever existed in the entirety of human history. The most serious disease that's ever existed.
Everybody to be vaccinated.
COVID?
Or if it is not, in that case...
Is that what that bitch just said?
No, I'm saying that's what Susan thinks.
Oh, thank God. So for a second,
this lady said that she wants everyone else in the world to wear a mask forever because she has asthma.
Die off.
Dude, by the way, like, asthma? Are you kidding me?
You are holding back the human race if you think that
No,
kind of
but,
shit.
okay. I don't want this lady
Literally.
to get sick. I don't want this lady to die or be sick. I don't want that, but it's asthma.
No, but I'm saying, like, if you believe that kind of shit like that, like, the human race needs some chlorine every once in a while. And that's the kind of shit if you're like, okay.
But
with all due respect, which is none, by the way.
It's just asthma. I mean, I know that it has a deleterious effect potentially on people who are. Trust me, I know this because guess what, Susan? Guess what, YouTube? I read all of the data. I read all of it. I've read it at extensive
I don't know why you're doing
levels.
the creepy Biden whisper thing.
Because I'm doing the creepy Biden whisper. Because I fucking read all this shit, man. I actually did read all this. Like I didn't. I'm not fucking around.
I know you with your autism power.
Yeah, I've got mad autism on this. I read all this shit. You wonder what this stuff did to kids? Well, if you're interested, keep watching my channel because I would put a video out in like a week and a half, and it's gonna be like one of the most depressing fucking things you've ever goddamn seen. It's so fucked what they did to kids over this.
What's more depressing? What's more depressing, that or the South African book?
Oh, what they did. Oh shit! Actually, that's a thing. The necklacing stuff. That's awful. I'm.
Yeah, but luckily that wasn't done to any whites.
I don't know, man. Like, the baby rape, and I'm saying that in quotes because that happened in that book. They talked about it. Yeah, and it happens extensively in South Africa. Literally, it's part of their culture, whatever, to rape babies. The black community, not.
Yeah, not the white ones. Because we don't believe
part of their
stupid
culture
shit like that.
to rape babies. I wish you could make it up, but it's. I looked it up. I was like, because I was like, no way, that's not real. There's no way that's real. Like, oh wait, it is real.
Yeah.
There's baby rape that happens. Great.
Yeah.
I want to commit. Well, I want to commit Levant. Thank you. That's great. I love it, Swoon. Thank you for showing me that.
I did tell you this, and this is why
I didn't understand that it was like 5,000 babies a year that were raped.
Yeah, this is why South Africans are terribly based. Because we see shit like this. So when people say, like, you can't say this, and like, fuck you. You don't know what goes on in our country until you do. Keep your fucking mouth to yourself.
For real, it does actually, like, I understand your irritation then, because, like, people will say shit. I see it all the time. People will be like, oh, South Africa this, South Africa that. And they'll talk about all kinds of shit, but, like, you know, how beautiful it is, the culture. It's like, well, I don't know, maybe you should look at, like, the horrible, unconscionable things that happen in South Africa in terms of the child rape. And I don't mean just child rape, baby rape, infant rape that happens. Does I mean like between 3,000 and 5,000 infants? Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
I told you that when I messaged you when I was reading that part in the book, that I put it down and said I can't read this anymore. I can't read it. It was too upsetting. It was too upsetting. I put it down for like 2 weeks because I was like, no, I can't keep reading that. Makes me want to, you know, commit Levant, so I can't do it.
Yeah. Now you know why I feel.
Yep.
Yep.
The only article we had left was the tablet article on how the CDC abandoned science, which is basically just, we talked about it mostly last week, which is that the CDC has admitted they don't work. I don't think these. You went over, I think, in one of your videos, did you not? You sent me this article. The tablet.
Did I?
Yeah, you did.
Okay.
Tablet. Here, I'll resend it to you. This is your article.
I don't think I've done one on about the face nappies. If I did, I probably would have made it a NewTek exclusive.
Well, guess what? I'll give you the TLDR on this, guys. Let's bring it up on the screen here, so y'all can see it. We've talked about it before, but don't do shit. The CDC has admitted this. We all know this at this point. We're gonna get we said lies about COVID, but however, this is directly from the CDC. So if we're lying, and the CDC is lying.
That doesn't actually fucking matter, because I got in trouble for just fucking quoting the CDC.
I know, it's astonishing, right?
Just some ridiculous bullshit. But I said that's the biggest fucking problem with the misinformation thing, aside from the fact that it is just a way to silence you, is that there's a massive lag time between what the CDC says and YouTube's sort of like updated policy.
Yeah, it's like a 6-month lag before YouTube.
Because you can say something. You can literally watch like the CDC say something on, say,
live on air.
CNN Yeah, and literally use that clip and say the exact same shit that was in that.
If you're
and
not
then
an
say,
approved of
oh,
creator, aka
yes.
CNN, then yeah, you're gonna get.
Then like, this is disinformation. Like, what the fuck? I literally just quoted the fucking people who said the fucking thing live on air, like not 5 minutes ago.
Sure is fun, isn't it? I love it. It's great.
Bunch of cunts.
Anyway, Spoon, I think that we're gonna close this down. We've been going for a real minute. It's been like almost 4 hours.
Time.
It's been a while. Anyway, so do you have any final thoughts about the week that we've been through?
Oh dear Lord, it's gonna get worse.
It's only gonna get worse. I think it's only gonna get worse. I do hope.
However,
things get
22
better.
is gonna be funny.
The thing we didn't cover at all, we just didn't have time to because it would be too much. Is to cover the. Wait, did we even get to the fucking trucker protest guy? We didn't even get to that.
Is the trucker protest guy?
The weirdo who doxed them.
Oh, I almost said the F word.
Yeah. Do you want to do that? I don't know. It's real late.
It's quite late.
Let's do that next week. I think there'll be more information about it next week. Just to give you guys the little bit of the TLDR, and please look into it. So there's a guy who doxed the entire trucker protest. He's a hacker. He broke into the quote-unquote hacker. I think he used to be an admin or maybe the owner of 420chan, and he is a weirdo.
Lowy.
He apparently works with both the U.S. and the Canadian government. According to his own admission, I don't know if that's correct, but that's according to his own reports, and there seems to be some evidence of that. He hacked the Give Send Go. Now that was in part Give Send Go's problem because Give Send Go apparently did not lock their shit up properly. But either way, it's a nightmare fest where this guy. He doxed the people who were giving money to the Give Send Go for the truckers. I completely forgot to get into this topic. We kind of dropped it, but I have it all, so we'll get into it next week. How about that? We should have more information on it by then too. Anywho, I hope you all have enjoyed the stream, and thank you all for showing up and watching. It's been very fun. Spoon, do you have any closing thoughts?
Return to Kings.
I agree. Return to monarchy. Thank you all for watching Broken Crown, and take care. Good night. Okay, done. Hey, we got it.